Hello, Carter. Sorry, I logged in and everything, and then immediately got distracted by my friend's new wheelchair that they just got gifted. It is so cool. Oh my god, it's so good. Oh, I'm so happy for him. Yeah, it's so freaking swish. Oh my god. I mean, it's because he's famous, so obviously there's like a promotional element to giving him the chair, but whew, it's so cool. I'm just going to start off by saying I know you're the only one here so far, or any lurkers possibly, but just to let everyone know, a friend of mine is not in a safe place right now, not in a good place mentally, so I'm going to be like checking my phone throughout the stream and probably texting them and stuff like that. It's not very professional, I suppose, but like, their mental health comes before that. So just to let you know, if you hear any typing, stuff like that, that's what that is, or any random pauses in conversation or whatever. So yeah, that's what's happening. But thank you for your understanding. Hope things get better. Me too, yeah. Anyway, let's get back to the game. Oh, also, sorry, I remembered. I did a bit of fiddling about with Twitch last night, because obviously a lot of things have changed since I've been here. I've got a new follower goal set up. Finally, hopefully, maybe gonna reach 500. That would be amazing, but you know, we'll see how it goes. And also a new, having a good old fiddle, yeah. Hey, AJ. And also there's a new, what am I talking about? Points redemption. So it's expensive. It's 30,000. But if you spend 30,000 channel points, I'm gonna read you a story. Yeah. Is a while back we started talking about how a lot of people find my voice soothing. Maybe not when I'm doing weird voices like that. And relaxing, and people want, you know, we were talking about maybe I should do like a book series, things like that. And then I thought, why not kind of do somewhere in the middle? So I'm not doing like a pure book series, but there's a channel points redemption available where I will read like a snippet of a book, and then we can maybe, well, not maybe, I'll clip all those individual bits and put them together on like a YouTube playlist. I'll highlight them on Twitch and stuff. So eventually there will be like a playlist where you can listen to me read you a story, and you know, hopefully it'll help people sleep, stuff like that. And also gives us the opportunity to look at some new exciting books, because I've been getting, you know, I've been really trying to expand my horizons with the reading, get, you know, not just white cis-het authors in my library. So I've got a few books that I've read recently that I'm like, hell yeah, I want to share these, and a couple that I haven't read at all that have just been recommended, so I'm excited to read those too. I will preface that by saying, though, I was recommended a trans-positive book on TikTok, and I got it and I read it, and it was trans-positive, but there were so many other problems, so I won't be reading that one. But if we encounter a book like that that I've, you know, been recommended and it's not going so well, I'll probably stop reading it, or yeah, we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. But that's just to say, like, apologies in advance if we read anything that's not suitable, because some of these books I won't have read before, and I'll be experiencing them for the first time along with you. But yeah, that's what I've been doing. So yeah, it's all exciting and fun. Also, I got the new throne widget, so you can actually see my wish list without closing the stream, which is fun and exciting. I updated my About Me thing, because I did try and do a schedule before, because I'm autistic and I like the idea of having rules and a regular schedule, but I think it's just too much for my disability and ADHD as well. It's just too much for that to have a set schedule, so I've just brought it back to kind of roughly, if I'm going to stream on the day, it'll probably be 2 o'clock, might not be, but probably will be. And kind of left it at that. I think that's probably the best balance I'm going to find between all my various things. Hey lads, welcome in, buddy. I hope you're doing well. Not me spending ages putting together a schedule for my Twitch, only for my brain to immediately throw it out the window. We confused to stick to it because demand avoidance / ADHD. Honestly, mood. Well, that's the thing. I'd wake up and I'd just be like, oh, well, you know, I didn't sleep very well last night, so it's now 2:30. So I've missed my stream start. Even though I feel fine now, I can't stream at all. Which is ridiculous, but it's one of those silly self-imposed rules that autistic people put on themselves. So I'm hoping by paring it back a little bit, we'll deal with that. Anyway, let me do some shoot-outs. Because the only problem with the custom commands is that I don't get to see what you've been playing lately, AJ.
This better not awaken anything in me.
I'm good. Weather is thankfully cooler today, but it's been raining since like 10 PM last night constantly. Oh, see, that sounds delightful to me, but you're obviously not happy about it. It's not good if you have to go out, I suppose. Yeah, our heat wave is meant to break on Monday, I think. Though it does seem cooler today so far, so fingers crossed. Forza Horizon 5. Ooh, how are you finding it? You still have your steering wheel controller? I somewhere in the back of my brain you were like thinking of selling that or something, but I might have made that up. I mean, obviously I'm inside, so I don't know about breezes, really, unless it's, you know, gale force winds. Doesn't seem that breezy to me, but it is cloudier, so for the minute that's working in our favour. We'll see how it feels tonight. But just to sum up, for those who missed the very beginning of the stream, a friend of mine's having a tough time, so I'm going to be texting them consistently throughout the stream. Sorry about that, but you're just going to have to deal with it. The new redemption for me to read stories, which would be fun, channel point redemption, and I've just kind of updated Twitch generally for the things that have changed since I've been away. Speaking of which, I'm going to message them right now. I do, yes. I'm figuring out a new desk setup. I want a nice clear desk, but also a stream steering wheel rig that's kind of separate, so it's not all in one place and feeling overwhelming. That's valid, yeah. Like, my desk isn't very big anyway, but it's just made of... It's so packed. It's helped slightly that I finally got a little mount for the monitor. I've only got one for the PC monitor, though, not for the TV, unfortunately. Maybe that's my next step. But it's just, you know, it just raises it up off the desk a little bit, so I'm not hunching so much. But because of that, there's all this space underneath it where I can just shove things. Which, you know, it's not a huge amount of difference, but it does just give me that slight bit of breathing space, which is really nice. That's really nice. Yeah, I'd really like a proper arm for them. At the minute, it's just essentially a tiny table on top of the desk. But I'd really like a proper mount set, because you can get dual mounts as well, so it'd be really nice to have them both set together, and the microphone as well. I'd love an arm for that, but those are wish list problems. I'll get to those eventually, you know, when I have money. That's someday. But yes, it's so nice to actually be able to see the desk, you know, just a little bit of wood to be like, oh yeah, there's a desk here. It's not quite so crowded now. But anyway, on with the game. Oh, also, please let me know, anybody, if you have any plans this weekend, like what's going on with your life. I want to hear all about it. I swear the game window is like 5 pixels bigger than it was yesterday. It's really bothering me. What the heck? Before it was like perfect that I could wedge it next to chat and not cut anything off, but now it's slightly too big, so I'm missing like the very edge of the screen. I mean, it makes no difference to you, so whatever. I'm trying to remind myself that I don't need to buy everything at once for a new project. It can be spaced out. I mean, I don't really have a choice, otherwise I probably would do that. Mine's more, if you do that, you're not going to eat for the next 3 months, so... Right. Looks like bad weather again tonight. Let's hope it doesn't bring bad tidings. Well, it's not raining yet. Ooh, Bailey's. What voice did we give him? I think it was some kind of, like, because he's a little bit haughty, I think. Is he British or American? I don't want him to blend too much with the other Americans. Let's make him British, maybe? Apologies if it's not matching the last game, but, you know, just with it. I don't know. I think it's a very nice colour scheme. Well, I think it's lacking something. At the very least, I'll be lurking here with your stream in the background while I get on with it. Oh, also I need a little favour. I actually have some important work that he's doing, but I've been executive dysfunctioning all day and not been able to make a start on it. Could you gently nag me to get cracking? Sure. I mean, I'm going to be here the whole time, so you can hang out with us and do some stuff, which is nice. I don't know what you need to do. Maybe break it down into chunks, see what's like the most important thing you need to do, or the easiest thing, start with something small, and then maybe that'll kind of unlock the rest of it, you know? But yes, do something. You need to do something, you want to do something. I can tell that you want to do it, so... I believe in you. I do. I know it's hard, executive dysfunction is a bitch, but you got this. Have a good weekend planned. Tomorrow is spin class, then watching the Special Olympics hockey finals, a nice meal for my birthday. Ooh, happy birthday! Sunday outlet shopping for some bits and pieces to take advantage of a rare Sunday opening day, and then Monday off to Munich for work for 3 days. That sounds really cool! Oh, congratulations! What a lovely weekend, and happy birthday, lads. Hope you have a lovely time. So writing articles, so I normally find sprints work best for that. I'm gonna pop the kettle on and prep my trio of drinks for any work session, water pups in a cup of tea. Yes. You're welcome, lads. I mean, that's the best place to start. Like, just getting the drinks is in itself starting the task, right? So you're doing great. You got this. It's too dainty. Dainty. What would you like then? Red, black, and purple? That wouldn't be the worst. Okay then. Why not? But you have to commit to it. No takebacks this time. Hey! Ah. I don't know. Maybe. Let's take a break from the topic. I only have time for a quick drink before I go back to work. And it's not like we're gonna decide now anyway. Maybe that's the problem. How are we supposed to plan for this wedding? We keep postponing every choice we need to make. Hey Hawk, what do you think? Pale green, lilac and daffodil yellow, or red, black and purple? I mean, both colour schemes are great, but for a wedding, probably the first one. Like pale green, that would be a beautiful wedding dress colour. Hey, don't put Hawk on the spot. No, it's quite alright, it's just that I wouldn't know. It's your wedding, your opinions matter, not mine. They did not like that answer. Well, Liz, we don't know what our opinions are. And when we think we do, we change our mind. Like the centerpieces. Oh, please, can we not talk about that now? I really thought we agreed on the cute cottagecore ones. The ones you spotted on Tomoda Chill. I mean, they were your pick in the first place. They were, but they were also too expensive. We have to be realistic. But weddings in general are expensive. Especially when you have 200 guests, when you want to have 200 guests. That's a low blow. I can't just disinvite my extended family. The key word is extended. Do you even know half of these people? That's not the issue. If I invite one of them, I have to invite them all. It's like a domino effect. Besides, they'll be paying for part of the wedding. I still don't think they should. I can pull my weight. We have to choose. I'd rather we have beautiful things you like, even if it means we have fewer guests. Well, if my family's not chipping in, we might not be able to afford either. Thanks for the vote of confidence. I don't want our wedding to just be a random meal. The bunch of people we're not even that close to. And I said I'll make sure we can afford a dream wedding. Or die trying! I don't want you to... Saved by the Bell. That's work. I really can't linger. Think I'll have that drink now, Hawk? Of course. What can I get you? Something that will keep me awake. Still have work to do and my head hurts. So I guess strong coffee would be good. And with a nice spicy kick, please. Any preference on the spicy kick? No, any strong coffee with spice will do. Okay, I am gonna look up the walkthrough because I think Carter's lurking right now. AJ's doing work, which is fine. Don't come back, AJ. I'm glad you're doing stuff. And Rupert's not here, so I'm gonna do the walkthrough thing myself. Look. 2 seconds. Coffee ginger if this is day 6. I'm not sure what number day it is, but I think it's like the 23rd or the 24th, something like that. But thank you, Lords, I appreciate that. Yeah, it must be the 24th, you're right. Coffee ginger. Okay, thank you. You don't have to do that if you're busy doing other stuff, but I appreciate the help if you want to. Yeah, I agree. Because I remember doing the previous day as well, so... Coffee, ginger. I wasn't sure if it was ginger or cinnamon, so... But we didn't have ginger yesterday, so it makes sense that we'd want to use it today, I suppose. There we go. I need to finish this game off in the next 2 weeks, so I consider this research. I still don't know how to pronounce that. A Jahe Tubruk, maybe? For the lady? Also, we need to do the story and stuff. I forgot to do that. Ah, an oldie goodie. Perfect. I feel myself relaxing already. I mean, I feel like I've made your strong coffee incorrectly if it's helping you relax. What? You're weird. That thing doesn't smell relaxing to me at all. Yeah, Bailey's gets it. You're weird. I guess we're both weird. You know, I've just realised, low-key, it looks a bit like me and Mel. That we are. And we're both weird. My lovely weirdo. My perfect misfit. This is so much better. It really is. Have I mentioned I love your smile? Never enough. Ugh. Disgusting. I'm gonna pause there now because that's like a break, so it's like a new conversation kind of, and we're gonna go look at stuff here. Thank you very much. What the new stories are. Hey Lua. Oh, your whole Profiles in French. Interesting. I don't know what... I kind of vaguely know what that means, but I'm not confident enough in my translation to tell you, because I don't think it's accurate enough, so it wouldn't really be me translating, so I'm just gonna leave that. Let me just check. Boop. Right. Bad traffic at Yale Street. I could really use a good cup of tea right now. Well, I'm gonna like that, because I serve tea. Tends to think about every day, like how to make your timeline more fun. Alright, Lucas, calm down. Sometimes scary how so many things come into factor as you make a decision. It shouldn't be that hard, right? I'm gonna like that because I know what she's talking about, and I am a supportive friend. Slash coffee company. Let's see what the new story is. Strawberry hair. Put my heart on your charm bracelet. Wear it on your sleeve. So anytime, anywhere, you can always count on my heartbeat. Unlock my phone with your fingertips. Leave your fingerprints on mine. Hit my power button off. Be away from the world. Just the two of us. Remind me. Press the enter key twice. Put some space in my poem. So you can have enough room to dance between my words. We don't need a grand ballroom for our chests to collide. Said, my kitchen is big enough to let Beethoven fill the room with fur elise. The melody he composed for Lady Therese, so Therese can play his feelings, simply, still prettily. Like your nightgown, fluttering as we spin, like your upside-down frown, as we let our touching skin speak of our innocence. You can keep your glass slippers to yourself. There's no need for a fairy godmother in our story. You don't have to leave after 12. We'll dance barefoot on my kitchen tiles, or on the grass of your childhood park if you want to. Like Ed Sheeran, our own perfect. We'll catch our breaths on the park bench when you're too tired. Rest your head on my lap, run my fingers through your hair, let them pick that strawberry scent. Then down to your blushing cheek, paint your nickname. Strawberry hair. But only if you let me do all that. If you don't, I'd settle with your strawberry taste in my memory. I'll keep it in my breast pocket, so if you ever leave, I know which jacket I should be wearing. The strawberry can still taste like a sweet thing for me. But let's not think about either of us leaving, shall we? Whatever will happen, right now, you are my strawberry taste. My one and only race, who my ego doesn't mind losing. Right now, you are forever my safe place. You can have my promise that I will always be your safe place. I did say that to many girls before, so it's an empty shack. But you can try to reside there, and if you like it, stay. You already got the key anyway, even before I gave it to you. If you like it, you like me, ask me to make it your retirement home. If you do, I'll build you a pier so you can rest your ship ashore, with a lighthouse so I can light your way in case you want to set sail again. That being said, strawberry hair, I'm hoping you've had enough sails already and are finally ready to settle in. I like that one. I think I preferred the other poem, but I like that one too. I'm gonna need something real spicy to wash this down. That's okay, because I have ginger today. And I'd love to serve it to you, Hyde. Bailey's doesn't want to order, that is? Hi. Sorry, didn't hear you come in. Yeah, I know. You were too busy doing whatever you were doing. Hey, Hyde. Go ahead, get yourself a drink, I can wait. Hey, Carter, welcome back. I'll stick here for a while anyway, until Lua probably gets off work. Alright then. Have the drink list open if needed. Thank you! Lods stepped in and saved the day earlier. Appreciate y'all. I really like that we're all coming together to make sure everyone has nice drinks. That makes me happy. Hibiscus ginger. That makes sense. Did you hear me, Hawk? Spicy is the name of the game. Any preference on the spice or the base? I mean, if people keep coming in and saying that, I'm just gonna put fucking chili in it. Nope. Make sure it's got a spicy kick or something. Then double it. I'm off to a call soon, so I can jump in. Alright, thanks, lads. Teamwork! Teamwork makes the dream work. I'm gonna need a lot of drinks today, I think. One, because my voice is tired from not being used to talking so much. Like, at all. Usually I say nothing until Mel gets home from work. But also, you know, we did a lot of male voices back to back in the same scene at the end there yesterday. And a lot of vocal fry, and, you know, my voice doesn't hurt or anything today, but I can tell it's a little bit tired, so we'll see how we get on today. But lots of drinks is the order of the day. Gotta stay hydrated. Right. Hibiscus, ginger. Zobo. I'm not gonna give him an item, I'm just reminding myself what we've got. Okay, so we've got the lighter again, we've got the FIB card. Right. FIB. Is that Saints Row where they call it FIB? I can't remember now. Serve it. I'm up for a challenge, so try this. If you don't like hibiscus in this, you never will. Let's see if you crack the hide code. Well, this is kinda troublesome, Hawk. You know me a little too well. I take it this works for you? This is a perfectly executed Zobo if I ever tasted one. I'm glad to see you've made good use of your ginger resupply. So, you knew I couldn't get it right last time? Forgive an old man his old jokes. Well not, you little shithead. Oh, look at that! Part of Los Angeles Agency, old enough yet still seeking the truth and purpose of life. Well, fair enough. Anyhow, this is the only acceptable way to drink hibiscus. I used to have a friend in Lagos who made Zobo like this every time I visited. She lived near the harbor. I can't say harbor. Vegan vampire nerd, right? He drinks synthetic blood. I think he mentioned it earlier, you might have been here actually. He said something like animal blood and stuff doesn't help, doesn't like work. But synthetic blood does. How do you say harbor with an American accent? Harbor. Yeah? David Harbour? Something like that, I guess. Yeah, he didn't like the taste or feeling. Yeah, I think he said it like, it didn't like satiate either. He drinks Bloody Marys. We would sit down and drink it and watch the boats float by. That sounds lovely. She was a good friend. He isn't anymore? When you've got a vampire's lifespan, friends come and go. To be honest, I feel like consensual blood is where it's at, like blood bags, etc. Yeah, for sure. For sure. And they kind of, I mean, you know, the only example I can think of, because it's me, I suppose, is Buffy. Where there's a whole, like, yeah, it's kind of kinksters and people who get off on, like, feeling someone need them, you know, to live. So there's like a whole consensual biting, like, underground scene there, but they don't really explore it very much. They briefly look at it with Riley, and then never mention it again. I mean, they basically paint it as a parallel to, like, addiction. In LA by Night, there's a club like that as well. Cool. But I can't really think of any other... It's always, like, non-consensual. Oh, The Sims, I suppose. The Sims has an option where you can be like, if it's consensual, you don't take as much because you're not trying to, like, kill them. So it doesn't, like, the effects don't last as long. But then nobody, like, the bodies don't pile up and nobody hates you. But I can't really think of that many examples of like, the consensual thing. But, like, it would definitely be a thing. People are obsessed with vampires. There's no way you wouldn't be able to find someone who is willing. No way. That's sad. You get used to it. Give a nice aftercare, I'd let him feed, I don't care. Yeah, I mean, it really depends, like, on the type of vampire as well, like, on the specific lore. Because, like, some vampires have, like, a whole thing, like, my friend wrote a book series, Semester Abroad, where the vampires have, like, a numbing agent in their saliva. So if they, like, lick the site first, you don't feel it when they bite you. So, like, go for it. If I can't even feel it, why would I care, you know what I mean? But if it's especially if it's a friend in need or something. So really, it kind of specifically depends on the lore for me in that regard. Like, if it's gonna be the most painful thing I've ever experienced in my life, then maybe not. But then, if they're a good friend, and like, yes, it's painful, but vampires aren't just evil, soulless things, then maybe, you know, it really depends on specifics, for me. But I certainly wouldn't rule it out, is my main point. I wouldn't, you know, I'm not gonna outright say no, never. Because, you know, if I could save my friend's life, I'm not gonna turn it down just because it hurts a bit. Isn't this where you say something about enjoying each moment even more? Or grief being the price you pay for love? I'm afraid it's a lot more mundane than that. Some things you forget. And for others, you just get better at moving on. Anyway, speaking of enjoying the moment, your family troubles have sorted themselves out, yes? Still on the marriage track? Yeah, we are. We definitely are. Mm-hmm. Not getting too bored? Not really. Turns out, planning a wedding is, well, suitably entertaining. That's one way of putting it. Can't wait to be at the marriage stage of it, to be honest. Do you sound any less enthusiastic? Hey. Here they go again. Yeah, I'm genuinely interested in chat's opinion on this. Do we want them together? Are they a good couple? I feel like I can't quite decide if they're like a good couple or slightly toxic. It's like, yes, they do love each other, and they've overcome a lot with kind of like family issues and racism and stuff to be together, and that's wonderful. But they just don't seem to make each other happy. You know? Yeah, they love each other, but that's like it. They don't like each other. I don't know. I can't quite decide if I like them or not as a couple. Like, I know, obviously, they write these scenes as part of, you know, for the game so we can experience them. But on the flip side, if they're willing to talk about this shit in a coffee shop, you'll have to wonder what their home life is like. Like, this is the public stuff. I don't know. You got anything new? What was that for? The stories? Yeah, right? I just found a missing photo album of my childhood. I can only wish you could see how cute I am as a kitten. Oh, that's adorable. I like that. Good to see that some things don't change. And such a dramatic backdrop, too. You should start serving popcorn, Hawk. I'd be more enthusiastic if we didn't fight about it every single time. No, I'm not engaging with this right now. Gotta work anyway. Right. And I'm gonna have a drink. Hi, Hawk. Hi, Hyde. See ya. What can I get you, Mr. Bailey's? Bailey's and Lou are having some wedding trouble? Yeah, they literally can't decide on, like, anything when it comes to the wedding planning. But, I mean, they were exactly this tempestuous in the first game when they were dealing with the families as well. So it's just like, I don't know, you know? I feel like they don't communicate well. At all. Because a lot of the problem seems to be kind of like both of them want the other one to want something and to pick something, you know what I mean? Like, I want you to want this, or I want to do whatever you want, and vice versa, and they're just not really good at communicating that. Or they both want that, so neither of them will pick anything because they both want what the other person wants. And it's just like an endless cycle of bickering, and it's... yeah. I think... something warm, sweet, and comforting, please. It's full of love, but aimless. Exactly, yes. They love each other, but... that's it, you know? Chocobi Miruku? Miruku? Chocolate, honey, and milk. Okay, thank you. Like, there's a movie that I like. I mean, honestly, it's not the best movie. Some of it's hit and miss. Called Scenes of a Sexual Nature, and it's kind of like Love Actually, and that kind of like multiple stories in one kind of vibe. Very British. And there's a scene with Polly Walker and Mark Strong, I think? It's been a while since I watched it, to be honest. From my vague memory, I think she's a sex worker. But they're, like, friends as well. Like, they don't see each other socially. He pays to, like, see her, but, you know, they don't always go to bed or whatever. He pays to see her and just hang out as well and stuff. And they have a nice relationship. Gonna lurk and crack on with this work, have a fag stream friendo. Thank you, AJ. Good luck with the work. And, you know, they're kind of talking about the concept of love, and she's like, yeah, I love you, but I like you, and that's much, much harder, you know? And I'm paraphrasing it really badly, but it was a really nice scene where they talked about kind of the difference. And, you know, love is put on this pedestal as like the superior thing that you should want. But sometimes liking someone is the real challenge. You know, you love your children because they're your children, but sometimes you don't fucking like them. And I feel like that's kind of the problem we have here. They love each other, but I'm not sure how much they like each other. A hot chocolate, perhaps? Yes. Chocolate with honey and milk could work. Oh, well, he literally spelled it out for me, but thank you anyway, Carter. Chocolate, honey, milk. Ah, there it is. Little heart. Cute. Here we go. Chocobi Miracle for you. Perfect. This feels so good, Hawk. It means a lot that you're always looking out for all of us. On a miserable night like this, it's heartwarming. Of course, you're our valued customers. I hope Lua didn't get too soaked. You do care a lot about her. Of course I do. Then why all the fighting? Tell me. This wedding is bringing out the worst in us. Since we sorted out the situation with my family... You mean, since you cut them off? Yeah. Since I stopped talking to their judgmental faces... Lua and I haven't thought about anything. Until now. Every time we try to organize this thing... Well, that's good to know that they were getting on in between. Because weddings are stressful. Like, you gotta give people leeway for that. Weddings are stressful as heck. So it's good to know that they were getting on in between. That we become different people. Let me ask you something. Go ahead. What do you want from this wedding? How do you mean? It's not complicated. I'm just asking what you want. You close your eyes and picture the day. What do you see? Honestly, I have no clue. I know Lua is there, but that's about it. That's not a bad start, in truth. But if you don't have specific expectations, why don't you just let her do what she wants? You make it sound so easy. I want her to have what she wants. That's exactly what I've been trying to achieve. I've been picking up on everything she's liking on Tomodachi. I still can't say the word. Every wedding picture she's pinning online, all the places she finds cool, all the fashion designers she follows. She deserves to have all that, to have a special day. But every time I make a suggestion, she won't hear of it. She says it's too much, too expensive, too this, too that. Is it? Too much, too expensive. That's not the point. I don't want her to have a shabby wedding. Just because I'm estranged from my family. Mate, you're just doing too much, right? Like, she's literally telling you what she wants, and that's not to spend every penny that you earn on this bloody wedding. You can have a smaller wedding and still have a nice wedding. Like, wedding success is not intrinsically linked to how much you spend on it. I want her to have what she wants, what she deserves. She's just making a Pinterest board, give her space, right? Also, I wonder how much of it is his past. Like, yeah, okay, he's cut off his family, but he's used to these big, extravagant, rich people weddings. And now he's not a rich people, but he's still trying to, like, well, this is what weddings are supposed to look like. You're supposed to spend... Yeah, he was a rich kid, exactly. You're supposed to spend $10 million on a freaking wedding. And she's like, no. And he's like, yes. I do think that's what it is. He just it hasn't occurred to him that that's not how everyone has weddings. You don't just get every single thing that tickles your fancy. And not how it works for the rest of us. I feel like she'd be happy with a cake, pretty dress, and a room full of friends, but he's like, no, but big wedding, good, you deserve good. Yeah, exactly. I mean, you know, she has invited, what, 200 guests? So it's gonna be a big wedding in that regard. But that's because she values family over the other stuff. Which was kind of the point of contention in the last game. He was ready to cut off his family, and she was like, you can't do that, it's your family. Because obviously she had a very different relationship with her family. So clearly she just wants people there. You know, yeah, give her a cake and a nice dress. All the family and friends that she wants. Saw it. Which might also be hard for them because he's dealing with active trauma and she's trying to manage that too. Also, yes, very, very good point. I mean, like I said, you know, weddings are stressful at the best of times. And I find it very reassuring that I'm really glad they added in that line that they were getting on absolutely fine between the two traumatic events. Like the big trauma of cutting off the family and then the stress of the wedding. Between that, everything was smooth sailing. That gives me, you know, that makes me feel a lot more comfortable about the whole thing. But yeah, there's a lot going on here, there's a lot to unpack, and I just feel like they're, as I said earlier, they're just not very good at communicating that yet. But that's something that can change. Family is important to me is a harsh line to hear after cutting off yours and all that. Yeah, and well, I mean, like I said, that was the point of contention in the last one. Because he was ready to cut them off, and she was like, you can't do that because family is so important. Like, she didn't understand where he was coming from, where family wasn't important. Because that's all she knew, and vice versa. He was fine about it, but now he's like freaking out about the wedding stuff because that's all what he knows. So yeah, y'all just need to understand, like, just communicate, man. Just talk. And try not to argue. Like, they obviously, like, because they're arguing so much, they're not hearing what the other is trying to say. They're not listening. That's the issue. And I mean, there's only so much like listening you can do when you're like being triggered and stuff by the whole wedding thing, family thing. That's understandable, but yeah, maybe a little longer of an engagement and try to talk, not argue. Yes, exactly. Like, if it's not happening now, that's okay. It doesn't mean you have to never see each other again. And if money is the real issue, why not just wait a bit longer and try and save up some more? Does she want a proper princess wedding though, Baileys? That's the thing. That's not the only way to do a wedding. And if she's like, yeah, maybe a fucking red, black, and purple dress, like, I don't know, she wants a princess wedding. You already know you want to get married, no need to rush. Exactly, exactly. A proper princess wedding. Also, I do find it very funny that Ed Sheeran exists in this universe. I would love to know if he's still human, or if they made him like a, I don't know, a satyr or something. That would be really interesting. You're a remarkably presumptuous young man. I don't know what my HC means. Ed Sheeran's a vampire. Okay, I'll accept that. Oh, my headcanon, sorry. Yeah, sure, why not? I'll go with that. To hide? No, that's alright. In one of his music videos, he's a vampire. Oh, okay, maybe that's what it was a reference to then. I don't really listen to anything that came out after, like, 2007. No, that's not strictly true. I'm just, not a big music person, really. Mel's the music person. I'm more of a soundtracks person, you know? I mean, which is still music, you know what I mean? Like, I'd rather play a game or watch a movie than listen to an album. My partner's siblings watched his music some time ago. That's fair. I know Hyde helped Lua back in the day. It's got something to say, I want to hear it. Good. Because I was gonna say it whether you like it or not. Good for you, Hyde. You're sitting here going on about everything Lua should want. As if you could know what's in someone else's heart. Hyde, you're a rude man, and I love you. I mean, I'm here for it. Like, sometimes a bitch just gotta say the things that's going on. You just gotta call them out. Even when you love someone, no. Especially when you love someone. You should never presume to know what they need. Baileys just need someone to go, shut the fuck up and listen. Exactly. Lua is the only one who can tell you what Lua wants. But that's exactly the problem. When I ask her, she always says she doesn't know. Then give her time to figure it out. Not gonna help if you pressure her. With 1,000 suggestions a minute. Or if you try to force her into some sort of princess wedding. Just to make you feel good about yourself. But what if we take so long that we reach old age? I mean, 1, you're probably not, but 2, so fucking what? Get married as a cute little old couple, that'll be adorable. And we're still not married. You're still together. You would have loved her no less, Baileys. Exactly, you're still together, just because you haven't got a piece of paper that says you're together, so fucking what? If you reach old age and you're still together, married or not, I think that counts as a win. Thank you, Hyde. And since we're talking about taking time, you should also use that time to figure out what you want. Otherwise, the best you'll get is a wedding based on your skewed idea of what Lua's wedding should be. That sounds pretty sad to me. I think he might also just need this to happen due to him cutting off his family for her, kinda. Yeah, that is true. Like, it would be a safety thing, like, really tether him to her so he doesn't feel so, like, alone in the wind. Yeah, I get that. Baileys needs to have some assurance he didn't, like, make the mistake. I agree, but he should tell her that. He should just say that. You know, that, again, we're back to communication. If that's what he's feeling, which is totally valid that he is feeling that, he needs to tell her. And then she's probably going to stop worrying so much about every little detail and be like, yeah, you're right, the important thing is we need to get together. And him as well. I mean, he's the one flapping about trying to do a princess wedding. This man needs therapy, not hot cocoa. Maybe both. Yes! Can we quote that? I like that. Well, that wasn't pleasant to hear. Baileys. But it also wasn't wrong. Give it time and figure out what I want, huh? Thank you. Sounds so simple. Should have thought about that before, I guess. Not bad at this tough love thing, are you, Hyde? Perhaps I should consider a career in couples counseling. Sometimes simple things are the hardest to see. Yeah, for sure. That doesn't sound nearly as much fun as modeling. Doesn't it? Modeling gets old after a while. I thought you were having a good time in LA. No, he's moving. I was. Until I wasn't. I'm moving to Seattle, in fact. I get to judge people for their choices. Great shit. I get my contract with my agency just in case. But there aren't many modeling jobs to be had here. Really? What are you gonna do then? Go back to my mafia dwarf buddies, of course. Come on, I'm obviously kidding. Are you? I wouldn't go back to them. I'd go back to being chased by them. Besides, I checked in on them and everyone I used to find entertaining has retired now. Hyde is the best of us, you are correct. Meanwhile, their grandkids manage the whole enterprise. Like it's some sort of startup. He's also the worst of us, but doesn't that make him even better? Are we seriously talking about the mafia right now? That's for me to know. And for you to wonder about. The Hyde likes to play a little. Guilty as charged. I can't help it. When I see an earnest face, I have to tease it. I'll take that as a compliment. But also, what's wrong with managing things like a startup? That sounds like a pretty efficient approach, right? You young people. Patient in business like you're impatient in love. Efficiency isn't everything. I have all the time in the world. I don't care if things are done fast. I want them done right. Maybe you should go into slow fashion. Or fine arts. If you paint with oils, that'll take some proper time. Fine arts were the first thing I got good at a few centuries ago. But my style isn't trendy nowadays. I don't know how I pronounce that. Too much, chiaroscuro lighting? Chiaroscuro or Kia, do you think? Chiaroscuro. Chiaroscuro? Yeah, I think that's something like that. And putting blue in skin tones isn't novel anymore. If you're insinuating that you're Rembrandt... Shh! My mafia buddies find out I'll be in trouble. We're always joking around, Hyde. But for all that you don't sugarcoat your advice... It is Kia. Okay, thank you. Chiaroscuro. Okay. Chiaroscuro. Dramatic lighting. Yeah. I was vaguely aware of, like, what it was. As the scuro especially sounded very familiar. Obviously, you know, same root word for, like, obscured and things. In art is the use of strong contrast between light and dark, usually bold contrast affecting a whole composition. It's also a technical term used by artists and art historians for the use of contrasts of light to achieve a sense of volume in modelling three-dimensional dimensions and figures. Similar effects in cinema. Yeah, I think I'm more familiar with it in cinema, maybe. Thank you, though. Yeah, I'm very familiar with that, yes. Thank you. I'm just gonna quickly message my friend. Googling things is fun. Learning is fun. You're a pretty great listener. I hope you also have people who listen to you. I'm moving here to be closer. What was that? Nothing. You're moving here to be with Gala. I hope he calls him Apple. I hope that's his nickname for him. That would make me very happy. I believe your phone's ringing. Oh, it's Lua. She's done with work for the day. Finally. In a hurry to leave here, Mr. Baileys? No, not at all. But I am looking forward to going home. And keeping bickering? Nah, I don't think so. I had an epiphany just now. That is cute. I like that. Must be something in the drink. I'm gonna leave the topic alone for a little while. Yes, give each other some space to breathe. Good elf. Enjoy your night then. I think I will. Thanks, Hyde. And thanks, Hawk. It's not that he doesn't want to be here, it's that he does want to be with her. Exactly, that's perfect. Of course. Have a good night, Mr. Baileys. Mr. Hyde? What was that about the Mafia and modelling and fine arts? Are you genuinely considering a career change? All I'm considering right now is whether my car got nicked. I know old man Georgie said this area is safe, and it's a bit of a pile of junk. But it's a pile of junk with sentimental value. I sense a story. It's quite a story indeed. But I'll make it short, cause it's getting pretty late. I got this car many moons ago, back when Gala was my bodyguard. I'd been stuck in Seattle for a while, working day in and day out. At some point, I decided that I needed a proper break. But, you know Gala, he's a bit of a stickler for the rules. There was no way I could have a night out in the middle of a big job. Not on his watch. So you slipped his watch? You know me well, Hawk. Some friends and I, we decided to get together. I was to provide the ride, they provided the entertainment. I did the usual thing, I waited until Gala was sound asleep. Then I left a pile of pillows under the duvet, hide-shaped. and I snuck out of the hotel room. There was only one problem. Gala was my chauffeur as well. He had your car keys. He had my car keys. And I wasn't about to poke the bear wolf. So, I went to the nearest dealership and got the cheapest car I could find. I only intended to keep it for the night, you see. I'll spare you the details, but my friends and I, we drove to a lovely spot with a view, for the sort of action which, I admit, might appear ambiguous from the outside, but to me was very enjoyable indeed. Y'all, are you in a fight club? What does that mean? We were right in the thick of it when suddenly... yeah, bloody sacrifice or orgy. Those are the two options. We hear a tap on the window. Oh, you were in the car? Huh. Yeah, I mean, it's a very tight squeeze for an orgy, but... Let me guess, that was Gala? The wolf himself. He peers inside. Then he starts banging on the door so hard the whole car is shaking. We all just kind of freeze, and then he says, "How dare you kidnap Mr. Hyde?" Opens the door and tosses my dates outside. Yes, multiple dates! Fuck yeah! I think you were right. Definite orgy. I mean, what else, right? Mr. Hyde? Not winding me up, are you? Oh, Hawk. I wish. Sorry, it still sends me into a fit just to think about it. He princess carried me out of the car, if you can believe that. That's a conscientious bodyguard if I ever heard of one, right? Little princess carry? Well, he's completely stark naked. Erection flapping in the breeze. Right. Truly earning his yearly bonus. I didn't even have the chance to explain the situation. At least, not until you removed my gag! Fucking called it! Oh man. Small car BDSM. I feel like the only way you can have tiny car BDSM orgies is if you constantly have the Benny Hill soundtrack playing in the background. Like, there's no other way. Oh my god. Why would you do that in a tiny car? That just seems like... I mean, you know, why not? If that's your thing, why not? But it just seems like unnecessary difficulty, especially when you were in a hotel. Like, surely it would have been easier to book another hotel room than to buy a whole ass car. You can put the seats down. Even so, I mean, it depends how many dates he had, I suppose. Exhibitionism. Also, yes. Also, yes. Oh, man. Gala acted like he was angry, but in reality he was mortified. Not as mortified as my dates, whom I had to pick out of the grass. Oh, Gala. Hawk, I see where your allegiances lie. I was thinking that. Why poor Gala? Poor all of them. Personally, I say poor me. I never saw those lovely friends again after that fiasco. Gala is big best lad. I mean, honestly, bless him. But I couldn't be angry at Gala, even then. In fact, I found his chivalry rather charming. SMH, they were cowards. I mean, honestly, is that not part of the thrill? Like, if you're exhibitionists, you must accept that at some point a giant man might tear the wall off the door of the car and throw you into a lawn. The big werewolf tossed me around, I'd sense it. Exactly, right? Just go with it. Just go with it. I mean, you can't have an orgy if you don't have basic improv skills, do you know what I mean? I'm lucky Goth isn't here right now, it would have teased me for hours. Well, now I'm gonna clip this bit and send it to them. I send it to her. Does Goth use they, them? I literally can't remember suddenly, my brain's gone blank. Thank you, thank you. It, they, she, okay, cool. Yeah, I was like 90% sure they was fine, but I just, on the 10% chance, I just wanted to correct to make sure. Thank you. He didn't seem to find my antics quite as charming, though. Sexual stuff is so much better if you can laugh. Yes! Yes, yes, yes. I love that comic. It's like a 4-panel of like, I mean, like, they're like a white cishet couple, I think. But it's like they meet and they're like sat having coffee and stuff and they're laughing, and then they're like holding hands and they're laughing, and then there's a shot of them like in bed mid-sex laughing, and it's just like, yes, that is it. That is goals, you know? It's so nice that they can just be silly together and enjoy each other's company. Like, if you try and make it serious, all you're doing is making it awkward, I think. I mean, obviously, there's differences in the kind of sex you're having. Like, if you're having some kind of, like, scene which is meant to be serious, sure, yeah, great. Or if you're having, yeah, if you're having, like, an intense session or moment, great. But don't be afraid to laugh. You know, if you are afraid to laugh with this person while you're pulling weird faces and sweating all over each other, maybe talk about that. It can be serious, it can be intense, but the smiles are fun. For sure, for sure. I mean, what else are you gonna do? Like, everyone's done it where you've leant in for a kiss and you've broken each other's feckin' teeth. You've gotta laugh about it. You can't just be like, that didn't happen, let's not talk about it, don't make eye contact. You know, you have to laugh about it. He didn't seem to find my antics quite as charming, though. He had woken up, hadn't found me, and was already suspecting the worst. And that was before he discovered me in a strange car in the middle of nowhere, in a compromising position. I think he was truly terrified on my account. I mean, honestly, yes. Like, if you walk in on an orgy and you don't realize it's an orgy, obviously your mind's gonna go to the worst. And in that case, ripping the door off its hinges is definitely the best response. Yeah. I like all of this. So, he stopped talking to me for a few weeks. That doesn't sound unfair. I suppose it wasn't. He also wouldn't give me my car keys back. Got stuck with this old thing you can see outside. And the worst of it is, if you can believe it, I decided as a grand gesture to chauffeur him around in it. He stopped sulking really quickly after that. Because he forgave you, or because he didn't want to be in that piece of shit car? It was covered in stains. Yeah. I suspect he wasn't a huge fan of my driving. Anyhow, I decided to keep the car in the end, for whatever reason. My car collection has had some serious turnover, but this one isn't going anywhere. I taken the corner at 120 kilometers an hour, oh my god. I must have replaced everything inside it a dozen times over. And it's very banged up. But I guess I've grown fond of it by now. We're both a little stuck in time, this car and I. You're rather more sentimental than I thought, Mr. Hyde. Sentimental, huh? Car of Theseus, I was just thinking that. Like, if you've replaced everything, it's not the same car, is it? I mean, I think yes. I side on yes, it is the same car. Because it's like the soul of it, if you will. That's what you took away from that story. But I suppose you're right. Good thing it's only us here. This is my favourite axe. I replaced the handle thrice and the blade 4 times. Yeah, it's not the same axe, is it? But I would still say it is. I would still say it is. I can plausibly deny this conversation ever took place. And then there's... emotions are more intense than reality. Exactly. I can't remember what it is, but there's like a follow-up thing about the ship of Theseus where if every single thing has been replaced, then you can literally take all the old bits that have been taken off and rebuild the ship. So now you have 2 ship of Theseuses. Which one's the real one? The one that you've improved and replaced until every piece is new, that is the soul of the ship, or the physical old pieces, discarded pieces that have rebuilt the entire... Like, it's the same ship, but it's 2 different things. I think that's really interesting. Philosophy! Yeah. So, the rain has stopped, and this is my cue to go. Before I lose all my remaining cred. Yeah, you couldn't possibly hide. Hope the car is safe and sound. So do I. And Hawk? Yeah? Nah, nothing. Have a good night. Good night, Mr. Hyde. I think he's a lot gentler than he tries to show himself. I mean, I wonder if it's possible to not be a little bit gentle when you've been alive for hundreds of years, you know? I'm not sure we can really grasp what that's like, you know? To be immortal, to have all the time in the world. Like, we just can't... We can kind of empathize, but I don't know if we'll ever really understand what that's like. So I think inherently there's kind of a gentleness that comes with that, because time heals all wounds or whatever. You know, it's a cliche, but he can literally see that in action for eternity. You know, even if something bad happens for 10 solid years, that's nothing. I think that might be why he's trying to distance himself from things a bit. Yeah. Yeah. We did it. Monday, September 25th. First wave of Viva visa applications. Europe rejected for failure to include passport signatures. Rise and fall of weird starting box offices, a brief history. Replica astronaut suits experience an extreme increase in sales. I wonder why that is. I mean, obviously it's something to do with Silver and Amanda, but like, I want to know the specifics. Right, I'm gonna have a quick break here because it's getting a bit stuffy in here, so I'm gonna turn the fan on, have a snack, look after myself, and please, all of you, do the same. Have a drink, have a stretch, look after yourselves, and I'll see you all in a couple of minutes. Welcome back, friends. Hope you enjoyed your little break. Let's start the day. Thank you, Carter, you too. I hope the power hiccups didn't affect the machine too much. This is a very slow start. Here we go. Right in the nick of time. Right, before we get to whoever that is, let's have a look at our updates for the day. This. Any new friends? Oh, Bailey's unlocked. Number 1 pumpkin spice fan. Valid. Tucker fell asleep and crashed near the 4th Avenue. They related then? No casualties, but quite the property damage. Reckon you want to avoid the area for a moment. Oh, who cares about property damage, Georgie? I mean, it depends on what kind of property. Like, if it's some office building, I don't care. Cute. He's a cop. Yeah, I know. How everyone's doing. Everything happened for a reason or no. Okay. Let's see what's in the evening whispers. Happiness like a cup of coffee. Hey, this might not help, but do you want to listen to me for a little bit? I want to tell you what happiness is like to me. To me, and maybe it is only to me, I see happiness like a cup of coffee. Makes you feel good, energized, ready to take on the world. But that's not the point I want to make. About how many different kinds of coffee there are in the world, and how many different ways of making a cup of coffee. You still with me? Okay, so there are so many kinds of coffee, you know? And I'm not even talking about the type of beans and whatnot. You know, there are coffees you can get in a convenience store, in convenient cans, pop it, and you're good to go. There are also coffees that are more special, made with more care. Ones made in cafes by cute baristas with their pretty smiles. There are even more special coffees. The one you find only in certain places and certain circumstances. The one you know you can only taste once in your life, yet you wish you could have it forever. But that's not how life goes, right? There's happiness you know you'll part with. Happiness you'll never get to taste again. But that's the thing. You shouldn't cry over a cup of coffee. You're supposed to remember the taste fondly, hoping someday you can have something just like that. Something better, even. You'll live your life in search of that better taste of coffee. Once you do, you'll realize there are thousands and thousands of coffees in this world, with 1,000 ways of brewing them. See? That's how I see happiness. But hey, since you're still here, you want in on a secret? It may take many tries before you get it right. You might lose many things to achieve it. But in my opinion, the best coffee in the world, the best happiness we can have, is the one we make ourselves. I like this metaphor also. That would make a good monologue piece, just saying. Right, who we got? Hey! Welcome, you two. We're relieved to see you safe and sound. Hi, Hawk. Yes, we're also very relieved. It was a little scary last time. We analysed the events of the evening and found them 31.245% frightening and 68.755% distasteful. Leaving in such a hurry is not an experience we care to repeat. Hopefully this will be a quieter evening. Yes, that is our wish. Anyhow,
Greetings are customary in cafes, bars, and restaurants, are they not? Therefore, good evening. Even if in reality it should be good night. We find that very strange. That good evening is a way to say hello, but good night is a way to say goodbye.
No, they're not wrong. They are not wrong.
Is this assuming that you never start an encounter at night? Because that theory would appear to be empirically wrong. For example, this is the second time we meet, Earthchild, and both times have been at night. Our 100% sample does not bear out the aforementioned premise. But additionally, the very concepts of evening and morning seem only marginally.
Amanda?
Yes, what is it?
I think Hawk tried to interject a couple of times. Forgive me if I'm mistaken, Hawk. No, it's alright. I didn't have anything important to say. Truth is, I'm not sure why our greetings have a circadian rhythm. Earthlings are creatures of habit, I suppose. They get attached to certain ways of using language, and often don't question the actual meaning of words. Yes. At least in this particular case, no one's getting hurt. Oh, look at that sad face. That doesn't sound good. Since I arrived here, I've observed that some thoughtless uses of language can have a much more painful effect. Indeed.
We see, and we agree. And we apologize for interrupting you, Hawk.
Don't worry about it.
Communicating without a hive connection is rather challenging.
Oh, slur. I was like, they what? What does that mean? Yes. Yeah, I was like, you say that like it's a bad thing, Carter. They got a slur tossed at them, probably. This is a city after all. Yeah, probably.
Besides, we have been in a somewhat heightened mental state. We have been finding Earth quite curious. Extraordinary, even. We are keen to absorb as much information as we can during our visit here.
Amanda is adorable. I mean, they're both adorable. I love them both.
It seems to us our siblings who previously visited Earth came back with findings of a rather superficial nature. We are excited to gather data that will advance the science of Earth studies. Our return to the hive will be triumphal. Ahem. Of course, we do not do such things for the glory. But still, we are looking forward to seeing our work recognized.
So are you a scholar, Miss Amanda?
Yes, that is a good equivalence of what we are. We specialize in data gathering and analysis of poorly charted territories.
That sounds very impressive.
Oh, UGA-BCT is much less impressive than our siblings' mission. Silver is an explorer and an adventurer. He is deserving of respect.
Aww. So are you.
And his mission to find a prospective partner is of the utmost importance.
Still perspective, huh? No progress on that front, I take it? Well, I wouldn't quite say that. Very intriguing. You're always so professional, Hawk. Side note, I'm assuming Silver probably wouldn't talk like this anymore. Like in the first game, I gave him the same voice as Amanda, essentially, like slightly different pitches. But like that kind of the rhythmic, kind of slightly AI alien kind of tone. He probably doesn't talk like that anymore because Silver's assimilated really well. You know, he's exploring his kind of human side. But I like giving him that voice. You know, I think it's cute. So we're just gonna stick with it. And also, it's like the one voice I can remember from the last game, so we're gonna have some damn continuity. I support it, thank you. Also, it's just a really fun voice to do. I really like doing kind of AIs and like, unusual speech patterns and rhythms and things. I just really enjoy doing it. You rarely ask direct questions. But I think you're a little curious about the gossip, right? Rick, hey friend, how you doing, buddy? Welcome in, I hope you had a good day.
What is gossip?
Gossip is information about what goes on in other people's lives. It is Friday, you are correct. Do you have any weekend plans?
Oh, we see. So it's like data on individual beings then.
Yes, that sounds right. Hope you're doing well. I'm okay. Much cooler today, which is nice. Still a bit hot and sweaty, but not as bad. And now that my power chair's been fixed, fingers crossed, touch wood, we are taking out for a test drive tomorrow. We're gonna go on a little movie date to go to the cinema, and it's gonna be fun. So yeah, I'm good. That's a good point. Since we've got a couple new people in chat, we just had a break, we might have some lurkers and stuff. I'm just going to go over the stuff that I went over at the beginning of the stream, very briefly. One, there's a new channel redemption for me to... Poker Room! Yeah! For me to read, because a lot of people were saying they find my voice soothing, that when we were talking about, like, doing a book series and stuff. I thought we'll start small and do, like, a redemption for, like, a 10-minute book reading thing. And then we'll make a series out of that, put the clips all together on YouTube or something. So we'll see how that goes. I've updated kind of just general Twitch stuff because a lot of things have changed since I was last streaming. I've added a follower goal, so that's nice. Hopefully get to 500, that'd be amazing. Morning, Raven. But the main thing is a friend of mine is having not a good time right now. Is really, really low. So I'm going to be texting them throughout the stream. Just to check in and make sure they're not alone and stuff. So if you hear me typing and stuff, that's what that is. But yeah. Hope you're doing well, Raven. How you doing?
We love gossip. What is wrong with that?
Nothing at all, and I would love to listen to yours. But let me at least make you a drink first.
We must consider our choice of drink carefully.
Well, I mean, thank you, Rick. I appreciate that. I don't know about that, but thank you. I try to be. Good, I'm just tired. That's entirely fair, yeah.
We suggest our sibling goes first.
You ready to order, Silver? I have an idea, yes. Can we expect an interesting new recipe? Black lemon made from coffee, and lemon. Okay. Oh, the agent ID got it. Cool. I did assume that would be who would get it, because they're, like, relevant, but it said something about, when we picked it up, they were like, oh, we should give it to, like, a creative person or something, and I was like, what does that mean? But I'm glad it's just, okay, cool. Thank you so much, Carter, and thank you for the lurk, Rick. Anyone else who's lurking in chat, not talking, you are most welcome. Please, you know, don't feel any pressure to talk ever. This is a comfy space to hang out, and if your comfiest is not talking, that is absolutely great and fine. And I'm glad you're enjoying just being here. You're a barista yourself now, after all. A barista? How am I? Oh. You mean the cafe. Excuse me, sorry. I had a snack, but it had some dairy in it, so my throat's a bit claggy. Claggy is a northern word. If you probably can infer what it means from context, but it just means, like, not sticky, that's not the right word. Like, when you know when you try to put clothes on after a shower, but you're not fully dry yet, so all your clothes sit a bit weird and you, like, have to really struggle? It's because you're claggy. That's what that means. Yeah, you mentioned opening one, didn't you? I am. After a fashion. But I am not focusing on drink menus just yet. Also intriguing. I promise I'm not just withholding information, Hawk. But things are a little complicated. It is alright if we start with the drink. I'll try my best to explain everything afterwards. Sounds good to me. Then, I think I'd like something simple tonight. Do you remember the first drink I ordered when I came here years ago? I do not. Hey, Duchess, welcome in. How you doing, friend? Can I get a shout out for Duchess, please? Thank you. Way ahead of me, Carter. Wasn't it a coffee-based drink? Yeah, I'm not too bad, thank you. It was a coffee drink, and I think you mentioned it was very bitter. Bitter and tart, right? Yes, I think that's right. A bitter and tart coffee drink. Okie dokie. So that's coffee lemon. Give item. Oh, I was gonna say the light is gone. We didn't give it to anyone, but it was just hiding. There we go. What is? I got off the agent last time he was here. That is quite something. Thank you, Hawk. Really. You can't know how much it helps, but it really does. To mention it. I thought, you know, maybe you'd find a way to put it to good use. I'm sure I can figure something out. Seem to have grown quite creative, there we go, over the months. I guess I have, somewhat. I'll let you know how this plays out in the end. Thank you, again. Here's a black lemon for you, Silver. This definitely looks like what I had in mind. And it tastes interesting. It's very minimal, yet strong. Very enjoyable. That doesn't sound good to me. Coffee is bitter enough without adding a lemon. I mean, I do like lemons, but I like sour, I don't like bitter. I think I might prefer sweeter things, but I'm glad I tried this one. You know, I second what Miss Amanda said last time. I feel the same in some ways, yet also very different. I don't know. I do think that everyone keeps changing all the time. I agree, Silver. Maybe we feel like our personalities make sense because we see ourselves in hindsight, when the truth is, we make ourselves up as we go along.
That is an insightful theory, Silver. You have grown wiser.
You got any weekend plans, Duchess?
You used to be a rather youthful and innocent part of the hive.
Ah, well, I have had to learn and adapt here. It has been a couple of years, after all. Silver, don't be so smart, right? Showing us up. But despite all that, and considering what I said about people changing all the time, I don't think I have changed all that much. In fact, it's as if I've been becoming a little more me every day. Oh, I feel that hard, Silver. Well said. I myself don't like coffee or tea, so finding something I like at a coffee shop would be difficult. Yeah, my wife doesn't either. She doesn't... If she's really tired now, she'll have, like, a mocha or something. Or, like, a really sweetened, syrupy latte. But she doesn't like hot drinks generally. She doesn't like tea or coffee. And being in the UK, not liking tea is a capital offence. So we have, you know, she's a fugitive and we're on the run. So Pride is Sunday, and I'll be attending that. That's awesome. But hopefully lots of sleep. Haven't got any of these past weeks. That's a mood. Oh, that's really cool. I assume you're going with Nicole. I want to see lots of pictures, please. Just revealing myself.
Looking at that, we meant to ask.
That's why there's no streams, you're on the run. Exactly, yeah. We were living out of a van. No Wi-Fi, obviously. We were up in the moors, yeah. Gosh, she's the one that reminded me. I haven't been on planet Earth lately. Oof, feel that. I mean, I don't feel it as strongly as Amanda and Silver, but I feel that. The state I live in doesn't celebrate Pride, so I'll have to wait a few years. Ugh, I'm really sorry, that sucks. Yeah, there's some... I'm not going to go into it too much, because I think it's a really heavy topic, and it's going to be difficult for some people in chat to talk about, or even listen to or think about. So suffice it to say, there's some really scary things going on at the minute with pride and gay rights, and especially trans rights, and yeah, it fucking sucks. It's not great in the UK either, but the US is pretty scary, and I'm really sorry that people are having to go through that. It fills me with rage, it really does. But we're going to move on from that topic, because I don't want people to be like thinking about that and, you know, getting upset again and worried and stressed. This is meant to be a little bit of a break from that, you know?
How did you choose this specific earthling appearance over another? Our observation is that Earthlings come in a great many varieties, with a near infinity of combinations.
I love that emote, that's so cute.
Did you run a random generation algorithm?
Oh, no, it wasn't random at all. Even if at first it wasn't a conscious process. I chose the way I look because it felt true to who I am. When I first started coming to this cafe... It's my wife! I had a hard time understanding this world and its rules. But there were already some things that I could relate to. Thank you, baby.
Sorry.
Some things that felt familiar. Like Hyde's eyes that always see beyond the surface. Or Gala's outfit, which is a sign of kindness and trust. I borrowed these traits from them without even realizing. You took inspiration from them. The voice you're doing, is that for the astronaut? Okay, so for context, in the first game, Silver was also an astronaut. They're actually aliens. This is his sister, I guess, is the best approximation. But Silver has been on Earth a lot longer, so he's kind of more humanoid looking now. But I still want them to... Yeah, Hive Sister, thank you. But I still want them to have that kind of otherworldly kind of voice. But yeah, if it says... I don't know if you're looking at the screen, but if it says Silver, it's this human-looking one. It says Amanda, it's this spaceship, astronaut-looking one, but they're both actually aliens. So if it sounds like this, yes, our species seems to have the ability to do that, then it's Silver. If it sounds a bit more muffled, because I'm doing a hand over the mouth thing for Amanda, so it's like, yes, our species seems to have the ability to do that. That's Amanda. I'm also trying to do a slight tonal difference, but I'm not sure if it's really picking up, to be honest, because my voice is a little bit tired today, so I'm trying not to push too hard for the big highs and lows, you know? But Gala's fashion I couldn't keep, after all. It came with responsibilities. Jonas, thank you so much for the raid again. Welcome in, friends. How are you doing? What were you playing today? I hope you're doing well. My name's Hawk, for those of you who don't know. My pronouns are he, they. You can read the rest there. I'm not gonna do the whole spiel. Hey, Ray, welcome in. Ray. Can we get a shout out for Jonas as well, please? Also, I still haven't updated my Nightbot thing yet, but my lovely mod Ray, as well as the Ko-Fi page, Ray also streams, so you can watch it crafting and doing some cool stuff, playing some games, so if you'd like to do that, please also go follow, yeah. Oh, the new Final Fantasy again. Nice! How are you finding it? Are you enjoying it? I've been hearing some mixed things about the story, to be honest. It's, from what I gather, it's a good game to play, like, the controls and stuff are fun, what's the word I'm looking for? Gameplay is good, but the story is a bit, But yeah, I'm interested to hear what you have to say. Starifix? I assume Star is okay? I didn't copy the raid message quick enough, but Jonas raid. Welcome in, friend. Thank you so much for coming by. Struggling to hear you from my current speakers. Give me a few minutes and I'll be able to hear you. No worries. No worries at all. So we're just playing some coffee talk, and we're having a good time. Star is okay, yes, or Starry, either is fine. Okay. Welcome in. Nice to meet you. I logged off work, saw Jonas was raiding, and tried to do the command when the raid went through. Fair enough. Fair enough. Just to let everyone know, today, a friend of mine is going through a really tough time, so I'm going to be intermittently texting them throughout this, so I apologise if you hear me typing and going quiet and stuff, but obviously their mental health is more important to me than a slightly smoother stream. I was intrigued with this game previously. How is it? It is, I really like it. I do enjoy it. Let me just drop that in chat again. Most of these content warnings are taken from the first game, because the new one doesn't really have any out yet, so they're kind of conjecture based on the first game, plus a little bit of what we've seen in this game so far. So just to let you know that that's there. But so far, yeah, I'm really enjoying it. It's a good exploration of different characters, you know, we get to talk to people and, you know, I mean, we were talking about the ship of Theseus before and like philosophical stuff, but we've also been talking about orgies and what it's like to clang your teeth during sex. Like, you know, there's a lot of topics covered in this game and a lot of place to kind of branch out to just discuss amongst ourselves, because that's kind of the main vibe I like to do with my streams, is just to kind of chat amongst ourselves and hang out, you know? Thank you so much for the follow, I really appreciate that, welcome in. Right. And also I like doing silly voices. People stopped me all the time to ask for medical advice. Oh, also, Raiders, if there's anything that you're not understanding or following because you don't have the context of the first game or the previous parts of this game, please feel free to drop a question in chat. I will try to explain as best as I can. But just for context, for these two characters here, they're both aliens. In the first game, this character, Silver, looked like this, but now he's like kind of assimilated to look more human and stuff, but they are both aliens, and they're, well, this one's still in the hive mind, Amanda. Silver, not so much, but they are hive siblings. Half lurksies. No worries at all, Star. Thank you so much. We love lurkers. I can see how that would be problematic. Yes, but then I found this fictional universe. I did wonder about this badge. Like, he does look quite Star Trek, where all the stories take place in the stars. Okay, I've got your max volume on my best speakers and I'm just able to hear you. Oh no, not sure if it's a quiet stream on purpose, just want to make you aware. Oh, that sucks. I'm sorry. Has everyone else been having this issue? Volume is decent on my end. Huh. Can you hear, like, is it me that's the issue, or is it, like, the balance with the music that's the issue, or fine for me? Okay. That's worrying. Yeah, like, the volume on your speaker is obviously turned up, but is the stream like, on Twitch itself, is that turned really far down or something? I don't really know what else to suggest. That's odd, and I'm sorry you're having problems. I can hear you at fine, got middle volume. Okay, yeah, it sounds like a you problem then, Jonas. I'm sorry. I hope your speakers aren't busted. So I changed my outfit to imitate theirs. And at some point, it all came together. One morning, I saw myself in the mirror, and I felt right. Volume mixer on my browser is low. There we go. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Okay, I'm so glad that that wasn't an actual issue. Oh, also, Duchess, I did see your comment about doing an American accent. I do American accents for some of the other characters. Silver is a trans allegory. Yes, I was thinking that before as well. Definitely, definitely. I mean, with a name like Silver, I don't know why we're surprised by this. Jonas, what I was saying before is, how are you finding Final Fantasy? I've heard a few things that the story isn't so great. Some of the topics aren't very good or handled very well. But the gameplay itself is pretty good from what I've heard. I'm just curious about your experience. Like, the way I looked matched who I was. It made me feel at peace. Look at how excited she is for him, that's so cute. So, although I look different now from when we first met, and although I have learned the ways of this world a bit and have grown a bit, in many ways I still feel the same. Different, but same. Yes, different, but same. I was just thinking, why'd you ignore me, jerk? Then you said that. Get out of my brain! Oh, honestly, super creepy last night. I was laid in bed looking at my phone, and I was in the process of typing out, hey, I haven't spoken to you in a while. I hope you're okay. To Kate, my friend Kate, who also streams, amazing musician person. And as I was typing it out, she messaged me, hey, I haven't heard from you, haven't spoken to you in a while. I hope you're okay. How fucking spooky! Spooky! But yeah, sorry, I just got sidetracked by, well, unmedicated ADHD and raids, basically. Sorry, Duchess. I usually circle back and make my way through all the other comments eventually, but, I just get a bit distracted. I'm enjoying it so far. It's so very Game of Thrones in that it's tackling very adult themes. bit middle of the road at the moment. The gameplay, the spectacle and boss fights are really great. Okay, yeah, I did hear, I think the devs were made to watch Game of Thrones before they started on the game or something, I think. Guy's brain did the tingly thing. Yes, exactly. Exactly.
It makes sense to us.
It really does. Laurel, is this our potential date? Well, let's say Silver's potential date.
Oh, is this Laurel?
No, this is from Pearl. Ooh, multiple dates, love it.
Still no news from Midge. We think the odds are now 84.308% that she is phantoming you.
Phantoming, I love that. You mean ghosting?
We mean phantoming, as in when you think you hear a sound, but your ears are merely playing a trick on you. We thought we had established a hive connection with Midge, but it was only a phantom sound after all. Anyhow, what is Pearl saying?
I can see that being the case. Trying to fuse some of the tropes of Final Fantasy stories with George R. R. Martin high fantasy is certainly a special mix. I'm still totally on board for it. Okay, cool. Good thing I don't have the webcam on.
I'm not done.
Love you. My wife's home for the weekend. Hell yeah.
Hey, you know who's they? Us.
Oh. You didn't tell me you were flying for
I forgot about it.
Fair enough. Rick says hi.
Hi.
Right, wait.
Anyhow, what is Pearl saying?
That her calendar might clear up soon if I want to meet up. Ooh, Silver! Sounds like things are going very well indeed. I think it may be time I tell you a little bit about this. Carter says hi. Mel says hi to everyone.
But we wish to order a drink as well.
Oh, of course. I'm so sorry. Go ahead, Amanda. Our apologies, but the machine's having issues today. We'll let you know as soon as it's working again.
Curious that earth drink making skills are so refined, yet so unreliable.
Wow, called out.
This is a land of contradictions.
Sure is.
But do carry on, sibling.
Right. So, I've been relying on Amanda to help me with the online part of online dating. And it's been working really well. On average. There have also been some small issues.
Earthlings are strange.
Hey Rupa, welcome in, cutie. Hope you're doing well today.
Punch me in the face. It was awesome.
Just to let people know again, I'm just gonna drop this in again real quick. One, I'm texting my friend. They're having a really tough time right now, so I'm gonna be texting them periodically throughout the stream. Because obviously their health and mental health and safety comes first for me right now. Two, I've updated stream info and stuff, so that's should look a bit better, flow a bit better. I've got rid of my schedule that I used to have because I don't think it was working for me. So now it's a much more kind of loosey-goosey kind of schedule situation. And three, there is a new command, because people were interested in me potentially reading books to them or doing something like that, because people find my voice soothing, apparently, sometimes. So you can now redeem a read a book thing. So we'll see how that goes. Hopefully, you know, however long it takes, eventually we'll have a nice little playlist on YouTube or something, so people can just put on essentially an audiobook of me and chill out and listen to it and maybe go to sleep to it or something like that. That is the plan. So yeah. His voice is nice to listen to. Thank you. Online dating has a reputation for emphasizing that, yes.
Some Earthlings express their interest. But when you say hello, they never answer back.
What are you gonna read? Well, it just depends what's on my shelf, really. I'm really trying to expand my kind of reading at the minute and like pick up books that aren't by white cishet authors quite so much. I think next on the list was Not Your Sidekick, I think. See it right now. Not all my books are visible right now, but I think that's probably the one I'm going to choose first. But also on the list of, you know, This Is How You Lose the Time War. It is lose, isn't it? It's not win. Which I think it'll be an interesting one to read, because it's very, like... if you try too hard to listen to it, it doesn't really make sense. You just have to kind of let it wash over you a bit, you know? You should totally read smutty shit and slap them on a Fansly account. Okay. I mean, I might. I don't really know anything about what is Fansly. I've never heard of it. Maybe I will. Hey DJ, welcome in, friend. How you doing? Good to see you. I was just discussing my new channel point redemption and other stuff, but basically OnlyFans but more video, I think. Oh, I see. Yeah, if I have a friend who uses Sunroom, which is kind of like a... Like, if OnlyFans is porn, then Sunroom is tasteful nudes. You know what I mean? Like, that kind of slightly different vibes. Obviously, I'm generalizing greatly as to what they both are, but yeah. I don't know, I wouldn't mind doing like an audio one, like, I could read sexy books. Not that interested in being on video though. No female presenting nipples then. No, that's fine. It's aimed at women and non-binary people mostly, as like the creators. Like it's a platform for them, I guess. Is that the Tumblr term? Female presenting nipples was Instagram for sure. I don't know if it was on Tumblr as well. But yeah. Anyway, where were we?
While in real life, saying hello is a starter for 99.845% of conversations. It seems that online, more humorous and or breeding-oriented openers are favoured. However, if an opener is entirely horned, it is considered out of bounds and angrily dismissed.
Read letters from Penthouse, that'll be funny. Yeah, maybe I will. Maybe I'll put that in as a redemption as well. Horned?
Yes, that is when prospective partners send you close-up pictures of their horns.
Rick's is Arcraft, I think. I keep umming and ahhing about whether to change it to Rick or not. I had a fleeting moment of confidence last week after all those compliments I got at the gay bar and was like, I could totally show my butt for money. But a week later now I'm like, fuck that. But you're so pretty, Rupert. Look at that cute little face and that cute little butt. Also, I can do a testy one. And this should play anyway, even though it's still on cooldown.
Rupert punched me in the face. It was awesome.
People do that? Oh yes. I think it would be fine after a bit of conversation. If we get into the mood and they ask me first, I'd probably say yes. Horns can be really pretty, you know? But it feels very strange when that's the first thing they do. I will say I'm convinced my butt is probably my best feature, to be honest. I mean, I can't say I've ever sat and tried to rank all of your features, Rupert, but, you know, most of them are pretty good. I can't really think of a bad one. You're just a straight hottie, you've got to accept it. Before they even write a single word. I can imagine. I was once told I had a really tight butt, but I admit that I was busting for a poo. Maybe that's the secret. Only take pictures when you're like on the verge. The fuck you mean you haven't oogled me? I have, of course I have, but I haven't sat and ranked each feature. I don't look at you and then go, yeah, that's probably top 10, maybe top 15, that one. Ooh, top 5, definitely. I don't look at you like that. I don't look at anybody like that. Who does? You silly goose.
And then sometimes Earthlings express interest. But after reading a joke that is statistically funny 99.908% of the time, they answer with a sad face and block communications.
Funny for you 99.9% of the time? 908% of the time even? Tits 8 out of 10, legs 6 out of 10, ass 9 out of 10. I know, right? Isn't that how Facebook started?
Yes.
Hmm.
Fortunately, online dating is governed by the law of large numbers, which favors persistence. We are patient.
Amanda has been spending a lot of time on the app, and it started to work out. What about neck, back, and arches? Heck yeah! I'm a big hands person myself. I really like hands. I'm now having conversations with some really nice people. Thighs are good. Especially Pearl.
We prefer Laurel.
Well, I mean, 1, Silver can date both of them. 2, you can date Laurel. Hawk likes to be choked confirmed. No. No, I do not. Necks are nice.
Her facial features are more symmetrical. But Silver seems to favor the asymmetrical Earthling.
It's just... she sounds like a really good person. She's a communications director for a charity that fights homelessness. I won't lie, I misread that as she's a communications director for a charity that fights homeless people. I was like, whoa! She cares about other people a lot. Yeah, exactly, Carter, exactly. I don't think she's been very lucky in return. But she's very funny and curious of everything, and her smile... Oh no.
Please desist. We can sense your hormones boiling.
Oh, he got it bad. Oh god, it's Nathan Barley all over again. Oh, he got a little crush. And she's the person you might be getting a date with? I really hope so.
Do you have a day and time for your date?
What is that smell? Oh, it's just your burning loins. No. Aw. This is on a different topic. Please excuse me. Oh no. Oh no. So, I take it you've been enjoying your time on Earth, Miss Amanda? Or not?
No, we have been enjoying it. But we also see the limits of it.
How do you mean?
We are a hive mind. A hive mind knows no boundaries or limitations. We share all our thoughts and desires. It is not difficult for us to connect. We are born connected. But Earthlings are guarded. They have complex emotions. And they have no means of truly knowing what anyone else feels.
Yeah, what's your question? I mean, I'm not an expert, so I might not be able to answer it, but maybe someone in chat can.
That makes them afraid of judgment and of hurt. It must be very difficult and painful for them to connect deeply. There is so much they must let go of first. We could not live like that.
One of those in the hive mind. Hive is boning. Does the whole hive mind have a sudden orgasm? Have you ever seen Sense8? Because they literally tackle that in Sense8. Yeah, there's literally a scene where a couple, I can't remember which ones exactly, but a couple of them are having sex, or one of them is having sex with someone who isn't in the hive mind, whatever, and that kind of like intoxicates the rest of them, I guess you would call it. So like most of them also start doing similar sexual things. One of them is like working out, but it becomes like a really erotic experience for him. Yeah. Yeah, I still haven't watched series 2 either. I need to rewatch it, but it's just, it takes a lot of concentration, that show. Or it did for me.
We could not live like that.
But yeah, I guess there's different types of hives, and there's some that are just kind of like sharing information, and some that are more like sharing the visceral experience of existing. So they're ones that are a bit more attuned with like each other's bodies as well as just minds and things like that. Like there's different levels, but yeah. You said that online networks were like a hive.
Like a hive, but not a true hive. A true hive requires honesty and directness, as well as a desire to deeply understand others.
I see. You don't think you could ever adapt the way Silver has? That's a polycule, isn't it? I mean, more or less.
Silver is different. Even when he was part of us, we could sense him looking outwards. That is why he has become such an amazing explorer. And that is why he made the effort to learn Earthlings' codes and behaviors. He did not just want to understand, he wanted to experience. We are not like him. We like to seek knowledge on what is different from us. But once we have that knowledge, we are satisfied. Uncovering it and bringing it back is what makes us happy. This is curious. It seems we are picking up some Earthling instincts, after all. It is a good thing that our data readings here should soon be complete.
And Silver's on his way to getting a date.
It would appear so.
Oh no. Amanda, we have to go.
What? Again?
That call was bad news. The agent... Oh shit. Oh shit, oh shit, oh shit. Too late. Just hide behind the counter, quick. No. Evening, Mr. Agent. I apologize, but our machine has been having issues. Cannot serve drinks at the moment. You know very well I'm not here for drinks. I'd rather not involve any more civilians in this, though. Oh, do you mean me? I'm sorry, but can't. Whatever this is, wait for another night. I haven't finished my drink yet, and it looks like rain again outside. Yeah, you don't want to involve another civilian agent, because last time you got fucking schooled by one. Well, here's something that can't wait for starters. Barista, did you happen to find an ID card lying around? An ID card? Not that I recall, no. I mean, I didn't find one lying around, I straight up stole it from him, so I ain't lying. I certainly hope you're telling the truth. Mr. Agent, you seem to always doubt me, but you've been here several times already. Surely you see by now that I'm not lying. Well, you're awfully good at avoiding straight answers, and losing an ID card sounds very troublesome. Back when I worked at a delivery center, they would make us pay a lot to replace lost ID cards. Ugh. That's not even the start of it. My job is a lot less forgiving than a delivery center. I'm very sorry to hear that. What's your job, exactly? We uncover illegal aliens and extradite them. Which is why I've been coming here in the first place. We keep getting tips that there have been alien sightings around this cafe. Who the fuck? Who? Who is it? Who's the snitch? Speaking of which, you noticed anything out of the ordinary, young man? Wouldn't it be funny if it turned out this guy was just a bunch of worms in a skin suit? Ew. Why? I can't say that I have. I don't come here all that often, but it's always seemed very above board to me. Are you sure the tips aren't a prank? It seems that some young people enjoy those as a pastime. There are very popular videos of them online. That... maybe it is, but I still have to investigate properly. Otherwise, my superiors will have my head on a platter. But you can't waste your time on a cold trail either. Surely your superiors will see that you've done your best. I doubt that. They're a bit obsessed with the alien situation. Obsessed? Is it really that big of an issue? Well, Having such unusual elements around disturbs the public peace. Your average Joe has no clue what to make of them, you know? Hey, Goth, welcome in! Oh, you didn't get a notification? I'm sorry. It makes people feel, unsettled. I see. Although the visible aliens aren't too bad from where I'm standing. At least we can identify and extract them. Why do you need to extract them? Leave them be, fucking hell. Aliens who try to pass for Earthlings are a bigger problem. Why so? For one, it just muddles things. No matter how much they try to look like Earthlings, they were born aliens, and aliens they will remain. So? Fucking hell. Goth is determined to get me fired with all them risque pics on main. Oh no! They ain't hurting no one, bruv. Exactly. Can we glass agent, by the way? Yes. Yes, we can. I think legally, yes. But now, they're aliens who don't look like aliens. What does that mean, you know? What does that mean, you know? And where does it stop? What if some Earthlings decided they wanted to look like aliens? Uh-huh. Cool. That would be a huge mess. Okay. Would it? Right? Like, why would it be a mess? Why is... Fuck off. Obviously, this is a very strong allegory for transphobia, and I can't even be bothered to argue it, because there's nothing to argue. Like, you're just making issues where there aren't any. Anyway, the top brass insists that we go after them. I just retweeted it again. Oh no! And in the end, that makes my job a lot harder. All that time spent detecting them. Give me a good spacesuit wearing alien any day, you know? I mean, yeah, sure, or you could just fucking do something else. It is a good picture, I agree. Oh, but don't you worry about a thing. We had fire, ice, fire, I get it. Always find a way to keep the public safe. Get a hobby, honestly. I see. So, how do you go about detecting them, exactly? Even if aliens are pretending to be humans, who the fuck cares? Right? That one's easy. Once I have my suspicions, I check their ID. That makes it all clear, right? Right. I do wonder, though, what is it? And I'm sorry if I'm being too curious. I have a habit of putting my foot in my mouth. No, you're good. No harm in asking. Humans pretend to be aliens all the time on TV, right? Look, if this Fed needs to investigate things that didn't happen, I've heard about some kids who think they're cats. In that case, what is it that makes aliens so very different? There are all sorts of people living here. They all have different personalities, different looks. And for me, when I walk through the streets of Seattle, and I see that no two people are alike, I'll admit that it makes me very happy. Gold star to the first kid who convinces these gobshites they're up, dog. Other kid is always a frustrating conversation. If I could be a cat, I'd be happier, but like, I'm aware I'm not a cat? Yeah. Hey. So, if someone comes from further away, but they feel an Earthling at heart, would they really be more different from the people who live in this city? Then the people in this city are different from each other, than the people, sorry. Or would they just be another version of an Earthling? Perhaps no less beautiful? Oh, Silver. At the end of the day, who the heck knows? It's not like I can afford to spend time pondering it. But you're quite happy to fucking incarcerate them and catch them and stalk them. Okay. I don't have a dog in this fight, so to speak. Thing is, the law is the law, and my job is to uphold it. Right, but despite everything you said, it's still unclear to me why the law is so stringent against aliens. Ah, well. It's not so much that the law is stringent against them. It's more that there's no law for them. How do you mean? Well, at this point we have treaties and codes for all the races we know of, right? But we never made a treaty with aliens or anything resembling it. There's no law even acknowledging their existence. I didn't know that. Ever thought of a different job, like submarine pilot for the filthy rich? They're invading women's— I mean, this isn't a heavy-handed allegory. If they come to Earth to live, they can just be given Earthling laws, surely. Yeah. Well, maybe. I don't know. I think that's a bit more complex than just that. Maybe some laws? I don't know. An article I read had the nerve to ask whatever could have happened. Like, I wonder. I know. I saw an amazing TikTok the other day that was like, you know, as if the people that you're afraid of in the bathroom, some dude, right, who's gonna come in and murder you or do horrible things to you, whatever, that's what the law is to protect against, right? Obviously it's not, but pretend for a second it is. As if the murderer is gonna come to the door and be like, fuck! Well, I was gonna go in there and kidnap a bunch of women and skin them alive. But it says women only. Shit! You know what I mean? I don't know. No, the force field of womanhood, right? They're here to live as human, they can be seen as human. I mean, I agree with that. I think it's more just the fact that this is obviously an allegory, A, for transness, and also B, for illegal aliens and migration and stuff. And it's, you know, I think there is some, not leeway, but it's a bit more of a complex issue to be like, oh, you're an American style, you have to do all these American laws, when, you know, it could go against their culture and their beliefs and stuff. That's all I mean. It's a fair fear, but also it's, like, really incorrect. Yeah, it is. You think it's really narcissistic to think someone is gonna murder you? No. No, I don't. No. I'm scared a dog might bite me, so I support eating horses. Yeah. Yeah. That's easy. We have no way to regulate their presence. There's been no thorough analysis of how they can cohabitate with Earthlings. Right, so instead of, like, looking into that, we're just gonna arrest them all. Okay. Well, looks like I'm gonna have to go through a whole statutory process currently involved masses of paperwork and review boards. Damn my desire to assault women. Honestly. As I said, it's all very confusing. For all we know, they could be very damaging to us. So it feels safer to keep them away. At least for now. Does it? Does it feel safer to cause panic like that? I don't think it does, actually. Safer? For whom? It is what it is. I'm not afraid of aliens myself, because I have a gun and I frequently shoot them in the face. Probably not allowed to say that on Twitch anymore. Also, it's kind of sexist to assume women aren't going to murder other women. I think I mean, like, statistically speaking, the way women murder is very different. Like, women don't tend to do the whole, like, stabbing, shooting kind of thing. Women are more poisonous, more kind of indirect ways of killing. But obviously that's very stereotypical. Statistically speaking, that's not a law, like a law of nature. I thought you were going to say women murdering women is sexy. Listen. Yes, girl boss queen. Get that murder in. Get that cleaver. Carve out your place in that male-dominated industry. It's slash her. Murd her. Hot take, the law should go over your culture or religion. Of course, the law should also be written in such a way as to accommodate different Yeah, no, I totally agree, Rick. I didn't word it very well. I'm glad you brought that up. I didn't word that very well at all. You're absolutely right. Yes. I was thinking, I can't really think of a specific example, but I was trying to think of, I was trying to include kind of, you know, it's our cultural belief that doing X, Y, Z is an important thing that we need to do, but you've said it's illegal. We should be allowed to do it, kind of thing. But it you know, obviously that's a very vague way of putting it, and you worded it much better than me, so thank you. With NZ now having self-ID is legal, and my sister being a naturalized citizen, I'm open to sham marriages for relocation to NZ. Yes! Oh, I love New Zealand. I mean, it is. It's Yuri, actually. Hawk, please. Hannibal Lecter tape. Serving cunt to a new level? No! Oh, no. Oh, God. Sweeney Todd up in here popping pussies into pies. That's a line in the musical! I'm not joking! Thank you. Alright, Carter, the bathroom phone, I like that. It fucking is, Rupert! Oh dear. It took me a second, but I got it. I like that a lot. Right. And going after them is not my biggest passion. I forgot I got the third hawk is there. But since I'm doing this job, I might as well aim for a promotion. Yeah, that's the important thing. Your promotion over anyone's fucking life. Jesus Christ. Anyhow, just call us at fire if you spot any aliens, right? No? I mean, yeah, sure I will. I can guarantee I'm not gonna spot any aliens, unfortunately. Sorry. You seem like an honest sort, unlike some other people. Some other people who should learn to be more straightforward. They want their business to stay in business. Wow, with the threats now. Need to step away to get some work done. I'll be back if you're still around. Alright, Duchess, we're probably wrapping up in the next hour or so, but it was so good to see you. Have a great rest of your time zone, and I'll talk to you later. Can I get another shout out for Duchess, please? And let's do another one for Jonas while we're on as well. And DJ. Let's have all the shout outs, why not? ACAB, but especially that guy, honestly. Thank you. What was that? Duchess is getting all the shout-outs. You get 3, you're special. Thank you. That seems to work with the art as well now. I think it was more just a timing thing, because there's like a 5-second cooldown or something on shoutouts, I think. If you do them like really close together, it only does 1, obviously. But it seems to work with the art now, which I didn't know either. Oh yes, thank you for doing Goth as well, of course. All excellent people, and you should check them out. For sure. It's a huge variety of... Yeah, it definitely didn't used to work Goth, they must have changed it. Huge variety of different kind of vibes, different games, all kinds of stuff, so I'm sure you're bound to find something you like out of these wonderful people. Always happy to do Goth. I mean, what? Just the coffee machine. Seems to have restarted now. That's a relief. Right. I think I'm still gonna conduct a search of the premises. No? Just to be on the safe. Meow! What the heck is this? It's a cat, dude. I don't know if you should be working for the FBI if you don't even know what a cat is. About 70% of Goth's chat is considered doing Goth. Yeah, if you would do Goth, follow Goth. Good kitty. Kitty understands ACAB. I'm not mistaken, this is a local cat. It's come over once before. The cat says, "Get a word, pig," right? Looks like it might be hiding from another stray. I mean, hey, sex sells. That is a good point. It's very cute. Good kitty. Meow. I think it likes you. What sort of place is this? Your fiddly machine and your weird pets. What? Dude, are you okay? Like, genuinely, are you okay? You need to, like, find some joy, okay? I might actually stream soon. Ooh! Did a test stream today? Heck yeah! What you think of the streaming? Was this guy born in a clone tube or something? Honestly. Oh, he didn't read me a story? Maybe next week? Maybe. Ooh, okay. I'm gonna finish up this little section and then we'll do read me a story. A horse game. Interesting. Now it looks like I have an emergency elsewhere. Well, I guess you're off the hook for now. You and your cafe. But make sure I don't get reports about you anymore. How the fuck am I meant to do that, dude? We will try our best, Mr. Agent. The only horse game I own with like a proper story. Interesting. Let me know when you're on, because now I can actually watch other people's streams, which is fantastic. So I'll try and stop by. Sylvie, you're trembling. That's all right. You can come out now, I think, Amanda.
Well, we found this experience
100% distasteful.
Actually, it was 40.235% distasteful, 20.834% scary, and 38.931% exciting!
Ah. Ha 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 ha. I apologize. This is just nerves. We are truly sorry for this disturbance. Disturbance, I think that's it. It's not your fault at all. But should you be sticking around here? Agent might come back. No. I lured him away, at least for now. You did? Although it's a good thing the little cat came in when it did. It bought us some precious minutes.
What sort of earthling are you? Meow. We see.
Funky little meow meow. Do you speak cat?
We can feel this earthling's intent better than usual. It is expressing it clearly.
I think the intent is it wants a fucking nap.
Yeah, it wishes to rest and be left alone.
I feel all out of sorts.
Is the machine really working again?
It is indeed.
Then make us a drink, and one for Silver as well. The same one should be fine for both. Just make it hot and comforting, and... What would you like, sibling?
I think I need some sweetness right now. I would really appreciate a hot, very sweet, very comforting drink. Alright, what are we making? Honey, chocolate. Chocolate, honey, and honey. Easy enough, thank you. Boop, boop. Honey chocolate. Oh my gosh, I definitely don't want a hot chocolate. It's way too hot for that. There you go. Plenty of sweetness in this. I'm a menace, Daddy-o. Cold chocolate? Yeah, sure. This tastes amazing. Thank you, Hawk. This really is my kind of drink.
It is very thick, is it not? The viscosity of this seems to be nearing 10,000 CPS. We like how different this experience is from the drink you served us the other night.
I'm impressed though, Silver. You've become quite savvy at navigating these situations. Even if I'm sure you'd rather avoid them altogether. Yes, I would definitely prefer to avoid them. But I need to get used to them anyway. Why? The agent doesn't know you've come... Oh, that's me. The agent doesn't know you've come from outer space. Surely you should be off the hook for now. It's more complicated than that. Hawk, you know the cafe I said I'm opening? Uh-huh. Well, it's not exactly like this cafe. In fact, it's not exactly a cafe at all. For the past few months, it's been the basis of operations. For SAVE. SAVE? SAVE, Society for Aliens and Various Extraterrestrials. You know, I learned the other day that cats learned to meow specifically to communicate with humans, and a longer E in the meow is a pleasant greeting, and a longer O is this thing needs your attention. Oh! I mean, I knew the meowing thing, like they only communicate with humans, they don't meow at each other, but I didn't know there was that, like, I didn't know there were that part, the E's and the O's. That's really cool, thank you. It also depends on the cats, but they are very communicative. Yeah, that's awesome. Wow. I know, it sounds very reckless. No, it sounds rather admirable. I think I underestimated you. I don't know. But you see why I've had to become savvy, as you said. Like, meow, what's up, and meow. Okay, show me. I have a lot of people depending on me now. Those who are just arriving to Earth and are confused and scared. Cats are brilliant. I love cats. Those who have adopted Earthling appearances and are trying to blend in. Those who are learning how to understand life here, and how to understand themselves. For all of them, it's an existential matter. Not everyone is meant to be a hive mind. Still nervous, but I really want to adopt a cat before the end of the year. Oh, I really hope you get to. That sounds wonderful. I know I wasn't. No offense, Amanda.
We are not offended. We have always known you were different from us. It is all the same to us.
My new dog has learned how to sit politely for her food. Oh my gosh, your dog is so cute though. Like, even without that, cutest puppy. Oh my god. Everyone I know is like, oh, you'd really benefit from a cat, but like, would a cat benefit from me? I'm gonna go with yes. Like, you know, I'm assuming you're gonna adopt from a... Yeah, I hope you can give a senior citizen some love in their later years. Exactly. Or just, like, take them away from the racket and the stress of being in a shelter all the time. Obviously, people do their best. I'm not dissing shelters in any way, but, you know, it must be much, much better to just have someone that's a bit quiet sometimes. And all the different smells and constant changes and stuff, yeah. Give them a bit of security. It sounds like a good thing to me. And, you know, obviously you know a lot about cats and you love cats, so I can't imagine a cat ever having anything less than, like, an amazing time with you. Open Carter's Cat Cafe and adopt all the cats. Yes. And I go for an elderly cat due to financial strain dealing with a sooner death being rough, but I definitely want to adopt... Yeah, for sure. Like, older cats, obviously they need a lot more medical care and stuff. But, you know, a cat as old as, like, 1 or 2 is an older cat by adoption standards. You know, people want fresh out of the womb kittens. So yeah. I used to want a cafe. That would be amazing, wouldn't it?
You are our sibling, whether you live as the hive or as an earthling.
I am yogurt and showered. Welcome back, Ray. Amanda. I... really do love you.
What is love?
That is not a conversation I think I can have right now. I heard yogurt and showered and got so confused. I'll explain it to you tomorrow, okay? After we both have a rest. Thank you for doing the shout out. I will update the Nightbot thing to include your Twitch account as well. Thank you for doing that.
We will remind you of it.
I know you will. I think I'm getting a little tired now. Is it alright if we go back?
Absolutely. Our energy is also 98.49% depleted.
Silver? Anything we can do to help? Amanda, go sleep! No, I don't think so. Thank you for offering, really. I'm just going to quickly look at the phone so that a day doesn't end out before we look. It looks like there's some updates. Thinking out loud, a lot of things. So as if it was insensitive. Why are you threatening people on Twitter? I could be behind your neck without you realizing it. What makes you think I actually need permission to enter a building? What the fuck? Oh, I see, because he's a vampire. That took me, I was like, what? What? That took me a second. Yeah, I'm not, okay. Alrighty then. Why is he a... What? What is this a reply to? I wish you could see the replies if you scroll, if you click on them, but never mind. What was this? Everything happened for a reason or not. Is that it? I was thinking out loud? Or as if it was insensitive. Yeah. He's replying to himself, yeah, but I mean, like, I don't really understand how that follows on from that. I don't know, whatever. Whatever. But you have a different part to play in all of this. And you've been playing it very well. You're very kind. Well, in that case, have a good night, the two of you. And please come again soon. You'll always be welcome here. The picture of Rachel's so cute, wasn't it? Us and many others. We know and we're grateful. Good night, Hawk. I'd say good night to the cat, but I don't think it needs my wishes. Good night, Hawk. Oop, there's more again. What's going on now? Oh, we unlocked everything. Nice. I mean, they don't have anything there, but it's good to know we're friends now. See, now we can use good night. We find it rather odd that... Maybe we should continue this chat while we walk. I love Amanda as well, so cute. Alright. What a night. Been a great deal more animated than we bargained for. I suppose we have a new four-legged friend now. Wonder what you're doing here, little one. Don't you have a home? Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to wake you up. Meow. Meow. Oh well, I guess it's time for you to let me close shop. Silver. An honor to be related to someone like you. Do you think if you touched Amanda's face, would it feel like helmet glass or goop or like goopy slime? You mean like the bit that looks like the helmet itself? I imagine that really is a helmet, and the yeah, the stars are exactly the same. God, that's how I feel as well. Right, I'm gonna save it, close the game. We'll do a 10-minute reading, and then we'll call it a day for the week, I think. Strays are a real issue. A cat can fuck at 6 months and have 2 litters per year. In 2 years, you get a colony of almost 100 cats. Neuter or spay your pets, y'all. Oh, yeah. The 26th. A colony, you say? Curbing recent security breaches, government to block data leakers' websites. Okay. First Workaholics Treatment Center to open on 2024. No phone, no laptop, just rest. Beachgoers report silver algae blooming on Alki Beach. I don't think it's the workaholics, quote unquote, that's the issue. It's the fact that they feel they need to do that, but okay. Right, let's save it. Boop. And we'll switch over to... we'll switch over just to the back screen. Close that out so music isn't in the background. Let me go grab a book. It might take me a couple of minutes to find the one I'm looking for. We'll see if I get it or not, but have a drink, have a stretch, look after yourselves. It's going to be a super quick break, because we're only doing a 10-minute reading after that. But, you know, we might as well take the opportunity to get settled and stuff. So I'll see you in a minute. How's that for volume? Next time I'll do like a proper, like a separate page for the book reading, and then we could just have the fire sound like all the time and stuff, and it'll be a bit tidier. What I'd really love is like a little, you know, like a scene, like maybe me sat in the corner surrounded by books, with a little fireplace, a little cartoony thing. That'd be so cute and cozy. But we'll figure that out when we get to it. But how's the sound level of the fire? And obviously, how is it in contrast to me? Because at the minute it looks pretty much... It's good? Yeah? Okay. So, we're reading Not Your Sidekick by C.B. Lee. It's one of a series, I believe it's a trilogy? The pipe and smoking jacket on a big cushiony chair. Exactly, yes. Yes, nice gentle sounds of annihilation. So we're going to aim for about 10 minutes. Obviously I'm not going to stop at exactly the 10-minute mark, I'm just going to round off when we get to like an end of a page or whatever. And hopefully, if people like these, we can do a few of them, we can put them together, and then we'll have a nice little YouTube series or highlight reel or whatever, where you can just sit and listen to the whole book eventually. And hopefully that'll be nice. So yeah. I'm not going to edit these on YouTube or anything. I want it to be a very kind of organic process of this is just what I sound like, you know, you're going to hear the pages turning, you're going to hear mistakes, whatever, we're just going to go with it. Also, I'm probably not going to do voices. Like, obviously I'm going to do like inflection and tone and things and maybe slight voice changes per character, but I'm not going to do full like different vocal characters like I've been doing for Coffee Talk. Just because it's a lot of reading, and I think it'll be easier if we just kind of keep it a cozy kind of, all kind of one sort of level, you know what I mean? So we'll see. Anyway, Not Your Sidekick by C.B. Lee. The so-called sidekicks everywhere. Sidekicks everywhere. See? Mistake already. Chapter 1. Jess grits her teeth, going for a running start. The gravel on the trail crunches under her feet. The wind rushes through her hair, and she can taste success. This time. This time, she's gonna make it. The canyon is streaked with color, warm in the afternoon light. Golden striations race across the signature rusty reds of the landscape. The sky is a gorgeous, impossible blue, and clouds flutter down the endless horizon. A perfect backdrop for a first flight. Every step resounds in her body, and her heart races. Blood pounds in her ears. Flight. One of the rarest abilities. Jess's dad can fly, and her older sister inherited the gene. Why not Jess? Why not me? I could be a hero, Jess thinks as she picks up speed. Jess is turning 17 in a week, and then it will be too late for her to register. She hasn't demonstrated any powers at all, not as a child, not as an adolescent, but she's held out hope. After all, there are a few documented outliers, teenagers presenting much later, even as old as 16. No one's presented with any powers after 17. The wind whistles in her ears, and the desert is alive with colour, encouraging her on. Where the trail curves and descends, Jess keeps going forward, right for the edge, where it peters off into the canyon below. Time and erosion have split the rock formation, leaving a gap of at least 7 feet between the edge and the rest of the rock cluster. Jess doesn't hesitate. She pushes herself forward and leaps into the air. The desert is silent, except for the pebbles that scatter from her movement and tumble into the gap far below. Jess is in the air, and for a few seconds she could taste the sky reaching out to her, welcoming her. Plomp. Jess lands hard on the other side of the gap, falls flat on her cheek. She spits dust and cringes at the sting on her face. Her body's gonna ache later. This is the 3rd jump she's made today. Jess rolls over and stares up at the sky. Alright, so maybe flying's not gonna happen, she says, reluctantly. She fishes inside her pocket for the list she made of the powers she could inherit from her parents. Flight, magnetic field manipulation, enhanced strength, healing factor, durability / endurance. She has a longer list too, of all the powers on file with the metahuman registrar, but everyone knows that the meta abilities are genetic. If Jess didn't inherit any of her parents' abilities, the possibility of having any abilities drops to near zero. Jess is covered in dirt, and bruised, and frustrated, and it's unlikely that she's ever going to be a superhero. She runs her fingers across the word flight, smudging it with red dirt. The hike back to the car will be beautiful, but for now, she stays put. Jess should accept that she doesn't have powers. Maybe she should consider herself lucky that she won't have to go into the metahuman training program. But she wants to be a hero, wants to help people. Jess stands up, winces at the pain, and starts down the trail. The minivan is the only vehicle in the parking lot. The small dusty space could be called that. The area had been cleared once. Now it's overgrown with creosote bushes and scraggly asters. Jess steps over a sign that reads, "Welcome to Red Rock Canyon National Conservation Area," which is rusting in the path. She gingerly makes her way to the car and fumbles through 3 attempts to get the lock pad to allow a manual override. Error. Swipe data exchange device again. The tiny screen flashes. Do, Jess swears. She doesn't bother wearing the DED today. She hates the way the data exchange device is heavy on her wrist, especially when she's hiking in the canyons. Finally, her jabs at the manual option succeed. Jess enters the citizen identification number, and the car beeps and unlocks. "Welcome, Jessica Tran," the cool computer voice says, enunciating every syllable, exactly the way she hates it. It's not a great AI, can't learn anything new, just do basic tasks. Barely. The car is a standard family vehicle, and they bought it just last year when they turned it in their old model, but it's already starting to malfunction. They'll have to buy another one soon. Jess sighs and slumps in the seat, puts her seatbelt on, and waits for the display on the screen to go through the welcome and safety procedures. "Go home," Jess demands. The engine comes to life with a low electronic hum. The display is still loading, all the usual standard warnings for operating a vehicle. "Home," Jess says again, then gives up. The car's voice command system hasn't worked since they bought the damn thing. Finally, it finishes booting up, and Jess flicks quickly through the options and smacks the home button. She leaves a dirty handprint on the display. "Calculating route," the computer says, and on the screen a circular symbol starts twirling, as if to give the illusion that it's working faster. Jess groans and kicks at the dashboard. The minivan shakes, but the computer keeps processing at the same pace. She wishes she could drive, like in the old times when everyone had self-steering installed on their personal cars. "Route to residence Tran Alpha 259 calculated. Warning, your route will take you through a Class 3 unmaintained disaster area. For your safety, all windows will remain closed and doors will be locked until the vehicle has entered a Class 1... Shut up, Jess grumbles, kicking at the display again, this time hitting the accept button with her foot. The engine hums and the minivan reverses and trundles down the dirt road. Jess puts on the radio for the hour-long drive. Even though it's a huge hassle taking the minivan anywhere outside Andover, Jess had wanted to be far away from the city so she wouldn't be seen in case she did start exhibiting her powers. The Nevada region is one of the few areas in the North American Collective where there's still parkland available for recreation. Not too many people in the western half of what was the United States go out on their own anymore. Most of them are still afraid of radiation, even if there weren't any nuclear plant meltdowns during the X-29 solar flare event. An occasional billboard stands tall against the horizon with fading advertisements for a people long gone. Most road signs from old America still exist. The current government doesn't waste money to take them down or to erect new signs for cities that have sprung up after World War III. Andover is one of them. Like many of its smaller desert neighbours, Andover is mostly made up of immigrants from the East Coast fleeing irradiated areas, and more recently, refugees from what is now the Southeast Asian Alliance. Jess drives past a sign that reads, Andover, 12 miles. Excuse me. Andover, 12 miles, and in smaller font, proud home of Smasher and Shockwave. Jess smiles a little. Smasher and Shockwave are the two resident heroes of Andover. C-list as they may be, they're celebrated here. Jess knows them as Mum and Dad. Andover is also home to the villain's Master Mischief and his partner Mistress Mischief. Jess has grown up on stories about her parents and their epic rivalry with the Mischiefs. This particular sign is one instance. Although the collective has come a long way since the war, resources are still scarce, and any new road signs are usually just welded atop the old. Every now and then, the Mischiefs deface the sign. Jess can see how they've tilted it recently. The mile counts for Andover on one side and Las Vegas on the other are now at an angle, revealing the rusted metal and, still readable, the words Los Angeles, 282 miles. Jess isn't sure the road still goes there, though Nuevo Los Angeles was certainly rebuilt in the same place. The sign proclaims that it's only 282 miles away. Jess can't fathom that people used to drive that far. She's pushing it, taking the minivan all the way out to the canyons. There are countless guidelines about personal vehicle use, all to do with safety and how long the electric engines can hold a charge, and besides, there are always the hover trains that connect major cities. There's no need for anyone to venture out on their own. The minivan is the only vehicle coming from the canyons, and Jess nervously eyes the occasional oncoming truck on the two-lane highway until the lights of Andover appear ahead. She loves the bright red hues of the rocks, the colours of the cliffs, the strange silhouettes of the Joshua trees, all of it. But the numbing vastness can be ominous in the dark, and Jess is careful always to get home well before sundown. She stayed out later than usual today, but made good time on the road, despite the minivan's computer delay. Jess relaxes as she passes through the outskirts of Andover and joins the rest of its citizens, who are using their personal vehicles as intended. Jess will have to wash the minivan later. The telltale red dust sprinkled generously over the windows and exterior of the minivan stands out a little too much against the other clean vehicles on the road. The sun is setting. The glare bounces off the fields of solar panels surrounding the town. It's a dazzling view, especially with the pink and rosy gold hues of the sky, but Jess has seen it too many times to pay it much mind now. She's still caught up in thinking about the many tests for possible powers she's done these past few weeks. Disappointment settling heavily inside her, Jess sighs as the car passes through downtown, then Old Town Andover, and up the hill toward the suburbs lining the eastern side of town. Andover Heights is quiet, and the uniformity of each house is dully familiar to Jess. She's never left the Nevada region. Jess wants nothing more than to travel to New Bright City, the dazzling metropolis where all the greatest heroes in the nation gather at the League headquarters. Means that's never gonna happen. The car pulls into her suburban driveway just as the last jingle of a commercial plays on the radio. And the finishing touch to any superhero outfit isn't my cape. Oh, okay, sorry, I misread that. And the finishing touch to any superhero outfit isn't my cape, Captain Orion's commanding voice says. It's my smile. I use Eversparkle teeth-whitening cream to get the perfect smile, and you can too. Jess glances at her reflection in the chrome surface of the dashboard as another cheery voice announces how Eversparkle will make your teeth shine like the stars, just like Captain Orion's. Captain Orion, A-list superhero and commander of the heroes' League of Heroes, with her perfect smile and perfect hair, keeping the North American collective safe every day. Jess tries to copy Captain Orion's trademark confident grin, but on Jess, the smile is exaggerated and unnatural. Jess drops the smile and sighs in disappointment at her messy black hair and her plain-looking face smudged with dirt. Her skin is flushed, red undertones are just visible under her brown skin. Her skin throbs and is painfully hot to the touch. Great, she's sunburnt again. Her ponytail is a mess. Jess pulls her hair out of the elastic band, tries to comb the tangles out of it, and gives up. I'm never going to be amazing like Captain Orion. You have arrived at your destination, the computer says, cutting off the too cheerful tune of the Eversparkle advertisement. Would you like to program another? Jess turns off the car and then readjusts the seat for her mum, who's a few inches shorter and always lectures Jess on leaving the car as she found it. She slams the car door shut and walks to the house. The lovely, modern, two-story home, courtesy of the North American Collective. Her parents do well for themselves, not because of their cover jobs, their income is mostly compensation from the government. Their house doesn't compare to Captain Orion's elaborate mansion on New Bright City on the East Coast, but her parents are good C-list heroes, constantly working for the greater good of the country, and their home reflects that. The curvy teal minivan befits their supposedly very normal suburban family, was mostly for show. Their other vehicle, a modest navy blue sedan, isn't in the driveway. Her mum must be at her cover job as a realtor. The Trans don't need either of these cars. Her dad flies everywhere, even when he shouldn't, and in the secret garage is a flashier vehicle that her mum drives to solo missions, but Jess hasn't seen it used in a few weeks. I think we'll leave it there. Feedback welcome. Let me know what you think about this reading segment if you want it to continue. I am soothed. I'm really glad to hear that. Sorry Ray, I missed your comment. Thank you for hanging out, and I hope the vegetables are thoroughly bothered. That was quite nice. I'm glad. So yeah, in theory, in the long run, we'll have a whole playlist of this, and yeah. Thank you for listening, and big chunk of world building dropped at once. Yeah, I was trying to find a good place to stop so it wasn't like mid-sentence, basically. But there's a lot of setup in that bit. But yeah, so I'm glad you enjoyed it. Hopefully we'll keep doing these in the future. I'm gonna see who's online for a raid now. And like I said, I'll be putting this as a separate, just the reading segments on YouTube. I'll make a playlist on there, so if you ever want to just go back and listen to the stories, that is something you'll be able to do in the future. Oh, Brain Mage is on. Let's go see Guy. Oh, thank you for the hydrate. I have enough points to do 2 more of these. I mean, I think Ruba has enough points to do about 20 of them, so... Let's go harass Guy! Yeah! Oop. Which reminds me, I need to do some more reading for the Bunyip JTTG Bunyip Man 24 stream. Ooh, next week. That sounds interesting. Alright. Thank you so much for hanging out, as always. I hope you enjoyed it. It's been really fun. We still have a long way to go on Coffee Talk, it looks like, because of all my all my tangents. Have a great weekend, I was trying to say. Have a great weekend, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!